Hey everyone, if you're watching this episode of the podcast on YouTube, just want to remind you, we live stream Monday night exclusively for first members on our website at roosterteeth.com. If you'd like a 30-day free trial and check it out and join us live, just click on the link in the description below. Hello, welcome to this week's episode of the Rooster Teeth Podcast. This week brought to you by NatureBox and Warby Parker. I'm Gus.
I'm Gavin.
It's my turn now. I'm Craig.
Go. How hard could that be?
I wasn't sure I was the last person.
And I'm Gus. You're in the middle.
I know,
You're right
but
there.
you know, hey.
Craig, who are you?
I'm from Game Attack. You can meet me at Game Attack. Hey, good to see you.
You didn't even hesitate.
He
You
attacks
didn't-
games.
You didn't accidentally say screw attack. You just went straight to game.
No, Screw Attack is so it's long gone in my mind.
It's a rearview mirror.
Like 10 years, it's gone immediately.
He's got a pedal to the metal.
Just
See ya.
Dust flying.
Dropped it like a bad habit, man. It was crazy. I mean, I loved it. It was the best 10 years of my life. But seriously,
It's like you're talking about an old marriage or something.
yeah.
I want to complain.
Go.
I want to complain after you,
Hi,
Okay.
everybody.
and it's about you.
Okay, you want to complain first or you want me to complain first?
You go first.
Is it about Rogue One? I don't want to hear any more
No,
complaints
no,
about
no,
Rogue
no.
One.
I want to complain that I can't talk about how cold it is on social media.
Why? Why
Because it's
can't-
cold everywhere, Gus.
Because it's cold. Like, I can't say, like, oh, man, I can't believe how cold it is here. Because then you immediately get a screenshot of someone like, oh, look, it's negative 20 where I live. Well, yeah, I don't live in the fucking Arctic Circle.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
like
I made a life choice to live somewhere warm.
Yeah.
Not in northern Canada.
Right. It's like, okay, great. Yeah, I know it's cold. I'm not in a research station in Antarctica. You can acknowledge that it's cold where I am and not be an asshole about it.
Yeah, I mean, if you were to check a graph on Austin, yes, it is cold.
Yes.
Yeah.
It goes like this.
Well, it's like
It
if somebody-
dropped like 25 degrees Celsius in a
No.
day.
What is
we had
that?
a 50-degree swing.
Yeah.
Oh, 25 degrees Celsius.
What is Celsius?
Sorry.
No,
I-
but that's
I've
I
been here
processed
5
that
years.
after I corrected
It's
you.
been here 5 years.
Yeah, but why don't you adjust the Fahrenheit? Why don't you just do it for the rest of us?
You know Fahrenheit? They used to use Fahrenheit.
Who did?
English people.
Okay.
And we moved on. So why would I go backwards?
We can't have this debate again. Congratulations. So it was a 25-degree swing. If you're in the U.S., we had a 50-degree swing in one day. It went from 75 degrees to 27 degrees in one day.
I read...
Which you did everywhere.
I saw a YouTube video a couple weeks ago trying to explain how Fahrenheit came to be. And apparently, like, the big selling point for it back when it was first rolled out as a temperature standard was that it had more precision. And it was hard to make a thermometer that precise back then. And the fact that there were so many differences in the degrees was the huge selling point for it, because you could be a lot more specific with what temperature it was.
You can be more accurate.
is it not?
Right.
Yeah.
Because is it not? I don't know. I've never even bothered to learn Celsius before.
Because Celsius goes, from boiling to freezing, it's 100 to 0. There's only 100 marks. But in Fahrenheit, it's like 180.
Yeah, but at the same time, I mean, like when it's 0 in Celsius, it's 32 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yes.
So when it's 30 degrees Fahrenheit, what is it Celsius?
Like -1.
Okay, but there's a difference there because there's 30 and you missed out on 31. So like, you went from 0 degrees to -1 Celsius, but you dropped 2 degrees Fahrenheit. So yes, Fahrenheit is more accurate.
Not
That's
more
right. That's
accurate.
what I'm
It's just,
saying.
it's
Yeah.
just there's no.
Like, that's why I'm confused.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, then you're right, Gus. You're always right.
There's more hash
Can I
marks.
just tell you, if this podcast was a fighter jet at this point, I would just I'd be gone, because he started off complaining about interaction on social media, and then we went straight into a science discussion.
Do you know why though? Because of you.
It's a recipe for
Because of
disaster.
you. You
It's a
called me out on the degrees
I
thing.
apologize.
I know.
I immediately recognized my problem.
Let me do my complaining about Gus.
Complain.
Gus is trying to do a thing where he's trying to convince everyone that he was at a party that we were all at
Yes.
when
Yes.
he wasn't.
He was not there.
At the holiday party.
Who saw Gus at the
I don't
holiday
know
party?
anyone who... Put your hands down.
You're all paid stooges.
Did you...
All of you.
So you
Everyone
were
who
there.
raised
I
their
was
hands.
there.
I saw his mask. I saw the Gus mask.
I give the
several
mask to
times.
Barbara. Yeah,
Okay.
they handed it to me when I walked in.
Oh.
And then I gave it to Barbara.
You had a mask of yourself?
Did
Yeah.
you leave at like 7:30?
What time was I got there at about 8 and I left at about 9.
So let's explain the situation. Rooster Teeth had its annual holiday party.
I walked right by you. You got there. You were at the top of the stairs with Ashley.
It was put together by Bethany, or as you like to call her, Events.
It was put together by Alex.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Events Alex. They put together, the events team put together a tremendous holiday party. It was at this cool hotel downtown. Gus didn't go.
I was there.
Nobody saw Gus.
I didn't see him.
All paid stooges. Every one of you. This paid off. That's right. That's why I'm instructing you to lie on my behalf. So how long were you there? Let me guess. The party started
I
at
just said.
7. You were out of there by 8.
I
8:15.
just said. This proves he doesn't listen to me.
I want the truth.
I'm not even
though.
gonna answer because
I
he
want
didn't
the truth.
listen.
I want the truth.
I told you you can't handle the truth.
Like,
You
okay.
said 8 till 9. Do we have time checks and
Yeah, here we go.
We
Here we
have
go.
Everybody
verification.
checked
Here we go.
in.
There was a speech in which 2 people got up and spoke. Who got up and spoke?
I was gone before then.
So you were gone then.
I just said I was there from 8 to 9. I left when you got there. I saw you at the top of the stairs.
is that why you left?
It's like Jack.
So
and
you weren't at the
Titanic.
party, basically. The speech is the best part of the party. That's why everybody goes to parties for the big speech.
Yeah, everyone goes for the big speech.
Yeah, that's like
exactly why they
at the
go.
frat houses down in West Campus. It's like, oh, when are we gonna have the big speech? That's what they're all fucking waiting for.
So did you see me?
Yes.
Oh, did I say hi?
No, I saw your back. Like you and Meg were like in a big group talking to people.
Oh, thanks for saying
Like
hi.
when you walk into the ballroom, you were like on the left side, kind of close to that bar that was there in the back corner.
Yep.
You were right there.
We also learned right before the podcast that Gavin has not tried eggnog. Going to come back to that in a second, in a very brief second. But Gus, I had a really funny thing that happened the other day where we were shooting 11 Little Roosters. Gavin, correct me if I'm wrong. I believe it was a Saturday. And I came walking into stage 5, and I was walking to my office, and there's 2 couches that are on the way to my office.
Yes.
And so there's nobody. Stage 5 is empty pretty much on that side of the building because animation just recently moved out, and they're moving new people in there, but they have not yet moved in. So it's pretty empty. So I'm walking along, and I see Gavin, and he's sitting on the couch, and he's watching a YouTube video, and he's very intently watching a YouTube video on his phone, and I can hear the video as it's playing. So I kept walking. Gavin doesn't look up. I keep walking, and I'm like, okay, Gavin's obviously intent on that. I'm just going to go to my office. And then right as I'm about to like look away, Gavin looks up and makes eye contact with me. And he goes, hey. And I go, hi, how you doing? He goes, were you going to walk by and not say hello to me? I've never heard him so offended. He was legitimately offended. I said, you're watching a video. He goes, what, so you're just going to walk by?
Who
That's
does
it?
that? Look,
I would totally walk by.
look.
Yeah.
Well, for you, it's different. You're in a whole different category. I feel like if you were on a beanbag watching a video and I was walking by, hadn't seen you in a few days,
Why do you got me on the beanbag?
because I was on a beanbag.
Oh, I thought you were on a couch.
So, okay, you're on a couch. Big story changer. You're watching a video I walk by, I'd be like, ew.
Would you expect a response back?
Nah, just like, so, I see you.
Yeah, but why would you get so offended? I mean, it really
I
was.
wasn't actually offended. I wasn't like, that
You
bastard."
were. You were. You had a look of disdain.
Here's
in your
why
eyes.
you think I was offended. Because I don't care about anything.
Mm-hmm.
And when I pretend to care, people think that's real. All right? Does that make sense?
See. Here's the way I look at it, though. I know a lot of people who don't care about anything, and they don't care about anything until they really care about something, and then it's everybody's
I'm
problem.
sure you've seen me really care about things before.
What's the last
I
thing you
have.
really cared about?
Lloyd.
Turney, probably.
Yeah.
What about this new cat you got? You care about that?
I do. I mean, define care. Like, I love it, but it's nothing bad has happened to the cat.
Mhm.
I've not been like,
By the
oh
way-
my God.
Toughest moment in the podcast ever, asking Gus to define the word care. That would be a whole podcast unto itself.
It's like when something is almost important. It's almost as important as you are to yourself. Is that
you pretty
caring?
much nailed it.
Okay.
That's what caring is, Gus.
It's like
It's when
this thing
you
is
recognize
almost
that-
as important as me.
Gus cares phenomenally about his dogs. So
Care about
that's,
my
that's
dogs.
how he knows about care.
It is true. You have 2 dogs?
2 dogs.
Bernie doesn't care about
Which
your
one do you
dogs
love
'cause
more?
He doesn't know how many you have.
He hasn't
I-
seen my dogs,
I
so they
haven't-
don't exist.
I
in
know
his
the one
mind.
dog, Oscar.
No.
What's his name?
Benjamin.
Benjamin.
Benjamin and
The
what?
dog.
Oswald.
Benjamin and Oswald.
Oswald.
Which one do you love more, Gus?
Benjamin.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Just so like that.
No,
bingo.
no question.
It's like picking a kid, huh?
Yeah, yeah. Except I can say it because the dogs don't understand.
Pick one of your kids.
One of my kids. I got it. Well, they're kind of. There's a good and a bad to both, right? I'll tell you what. You're a horrible person, Gavin. There's several layers to this, right?
You actually have to pick a kid.
Oh, okay,
You can
thanks.
be like,
Appreciate
there's,
that.
there's no picking.
Too late.
You asked me to pick, I'll pick.
What else
do,
can we
do,
get?
do you want to text back home and have them tune in before you make the announcement?
The 4 and 2 year olds, no, I hope they don't. They're not tuning in. No, hopefully they're in bed. But yeah, definitely Mackenzie.
That's on the internet forever.
I know. Sorry, Mads.
What are you doing over there?
So we have eggnog. For some reason, the fridge is filled with eggnog.
It was Christmas, isn't it? That's what people do.
Okay, look who knows so much about eggnog suddenly, Gus. Because
I know about it.
I came walking
I've
in
heard of it.
and I said, Gavin, if I drink an entire container of eggnog, which is 32 fluid ounces, that's 1 quart in Celsius. I said, if I drink this whole thing, will you drink one as well? And Gavin said, well, what is it? And I said, it's eggnog. He goes, yeah, but what is it? And I said, oh, you asked me how big it is? And he goes, no, I don't know what eggnog is. That's
It's a
literally how the
valid-
conversation
It's a valid
started.
question. If you don't squeeze it out of an eggnog fruit, I want to know what's in it.
Have a sip of it. He's worried it's going to...
Is it the nog of eggs?
It is.
It always is. It's always
It's
been kind of
nog
confusing.
eggs.
It looks like old mayonnaise.
He's afraid it's going to taste like mayonnaise.
Does it taste like mayonnaise?
It doesn't taste anything like
years
mayonnaise.
ago, back in like
It's really good.
Can I smell it?
4 or
Sure.
95.
There's another bottle. You want a bottle? We
No,
get you
I
one,
don't.
Craig.
I don't know.
I
I've
played
actually,
in this online mud, like old text-based stuff. And one of the emotes your characters could do was nog, like not in agreement for some reason. So a friend of mine made a character called Egg and just spammed eggnog, 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 eggnog. And he, like within a minute, he was banned.
Just take a sip. See how you like it.
Contains
Just drink it.
milk eggs. I don't want to drink milk and eggs. Who wants
That's all
that?
it
Milk
is.
and eggs is like a pancake.
It's like a
Right,
drinking
you
a
cook
cow.
it.
You know.
Cook this up, I'll drink it.
Describe eggnog in its flavor. Describe it.
It tastes like ass.
No.
Is it?
You don't
I
like eggnog?
fucking hate eggnog.
You're a lunatic.
It is
Is it
one
like
of
a
the worst
whisk?
things in the world. I wasn't going to say anything because I wanted you to drink
Is
it.
it raw
so
egg?
you could spit it.
Is it
No,
like a-
it's
Gavin,
kinda like
it's
a
a drink.
Milk,
Everybody
cream,
drinks.
Yeah, but
skim
it's
milk,
egg.
high fructose corn syrup,
Is it a
corn
fried egg?
syrup,
Everything's
sugar, egg yolks.
It's kind of like a. It's kind
There
of like
you
an almondy milk, like a really thick
Listen,
milk. I
I don't-
guess.
I don't want an
knows
egg.
what he's talking
I
about.
don't want an egg wet or cold.
Drink that.
That's both.
Have a sip.
No, there's eggs.
You have to try it.
Just give it a try.
I want you to try because then I'll drink the rest of it.
I know for a fact you put worse things in your mouth, Gavin. All right.
Just
This
drink
isn't
it.
it normally supposed to
Smells-
have alcohol in it?
How is it possible that a person has gotten to be your age and hasn't tried eggnog?
You know, after you've thrown up and about 2 hours later you do a burp.
That's really specific, but yes.
It's like it's,
That-
it's,
that is
it's
it.
the
You are
the
correct.
2 hour post vom burp is what I'm
It's
smelling there.
eggnog. It's delicious.
I'm gonna have some.
You know what? You know what you should never do? When you want to tell if something is spoiled, a dairy product, people smell the bottle.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Everything always smells spoiled. Like
Not
if you
true.
take milk,
Milk smells different when it's spoiled.
but it
But
always
it never
smells
smells good, though.
spoiled.
There's a bad
Yeah.
smell around the.
because it's all the
Yes.
side milk
Yes.
that's gone bad.
He likes it. I can tell he likes it.
I mean, that doesn't taste like milk or eggs.
Yeah.
It's not good though.
It's
I would
very
not
good.
drink that.
Give that over here. I'm drinking the
Ugh.
rest of that thing. Let me see. Let me figure this out real quick. If I can drink this whole thing. So it's
You drink the whole thing? Is that what you
80
said?
grams of fat in this. 80 grams of fat.
It's delicious.
But
huh?
you weigh way
And
more than 80 grams.
1,600 calories. So it's 8 servings in the container. By the way, this is not 8 servings. This
80
is
grams
like
of. Isn't there
30.
like 40 grams of fat in a Big Mac?
Yeah, this
So
is.
that's like 2 Big Macs.
So
This
you,
is-
you could drink a couple of Big Macs here.
I could.
Let's do it.
You said
No.
1,600 calories?
Yeah, it's a
That's almost
lot.
like a whole day's worth of calories.
It is, yeah. What do they-
But
put
it'll
the- you put it in the like, little calorie tracker. 8 servings of eggnog.
But he'll get a day's worth of excitement out of it.
What you
the
should
next
do is
2 hours.
You should get it down and then just poke it into the bin afterwards.
Let me tell you something. You're a lunatic. That's delicious.
It's
That's
awful.
delicious.
Awful. But isn't there supposed to be liquor in it? What liquor do people put in eggnog?
Bourbon.
Bourbon.
Bourbon?
Bourbon.
Yeah.
100% of the
There's
time.
booze in it?
You get-
Or that you
Not-
add
not
booze?
that
You
you
can.
add it.
Well, let's do that.
Let's have bourbon. I mean, why drink the shit?
Well, is there
Because I
ice
want to see
cream?
what the boozy nog is like.
Do we have bourbon behind me?
Yeah, surely there's bourbon.
Yeah, there's bourbon
here.
back there. I see
It's
some.
RT.
Yeah, I think I have some over here too.
You got a cup?
No,
I have a copper cup, which he loves.
My wife puts it on eggnog right on vanilla ice cream.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Is
No,
it
no.
is it seasonal? Or is it you can get
Oh
it
yeah,
all year round?
yeah. It's one of those things you only get in December. Yeah.
When I was in college, I was in the only fraternity on the UT campus that had a house mother. All the sororities did that, a house mother that lived in the house. We were the only fraternity that still had one.
What's a
Go ahead.
House mother?
what's a house mother?
It's exactly what it sounds like. She's a, well, maybe not
She
exactly.
tells
what
you
it
to
sounds
kill.
like. What? She lives in the house. She's like the
I was talking about the
fraternity's
night
like,
mother.
and she watches out for all the boys. And but it was great because we could always like mix
Was she
with
fit?
different sorority. She was like 80. So, but she would make eggnog for our last meeting of the year at Christmas, and basically it was one of those old school punch bowls. Nobody has punch bowls anymore, right?
Because people don't want to get roofied.
That's totally an old
Well,
person
no-
thing.
now
You own a
there's-
punch bowl?
Now there's,
No, I don't know.
now there's an app
No.
for it.
No.
You don't need punch bowls anymore.
There's an app for that.
I punch.
What is that?
I'm fucking with you. Of course, it's not an app for Punch Bowl.
That was terrible. I don't know what you're doing to me. You're confusing me, Gus. And
There's
she
an
would,
app for it.
mom would make this punch bowl filled with eggnog, and then
a
it had
7-year-old
eggnog
joke.
ice cream in it floating. And then, from what I can tell, it was like a 55-gallon drum of bourbon poured into it.
So she would actually make the eggnog.
no,
Like hand make it? No.
no,
Okay.
she wasn't doing that. She's
Okay.
not out churning butter.
Okay, I was like, that's really impressive.
Here, Gary, get yourself some sweet eggs.
Get your nog on.
Get your nog on.
And that's also makers in the thing over there.
It
How
actually
much? What's the nog to booze ratio?
just what does it mean?
1 to 10.
As much as that's to taste, however you want to do it.
Yeah.
Just like
Well,
pour.
it's traditional. I'm wondering what do people?
No, it's like
Okay.
It's like it's about 25%.
Oh, it's so thick.
Yeah, I know,
It's-
Oh,
Looks like
now,
pancake
now
batter.
fill the rest of that with whiskey. and
looks
you're
like
good.
mayo. It
Ugh.
looks like mayo
stuck
left
on
on
the
the
mayo
table.
thing.
You should stop now. You should stop.
That's too much.
It looks
No, no,
like
you're good.
Bisquick or something.
Looks like that pancake mix you get at hotels when you make waffles. You know?
Yeah.
you actually do that?
Hell yeah!
It takes too long.
Did that this morning.
You
Yeah. Are you kidding me? Hot waffles when you travel? Oh, I'm all
It's
about
the
that.
greatest thing ever, isn't it? I used to
Yes.
make them stay in hotels just because I knew
We
they had
stayed
the
at one not that
waffle-
long ago.
because they had the waffle machine.
We met in the lobby in the waffle line.
the waffles take too long, and the omelets are always shit.
Well, you don't know. Everybody knows you don't eat like eggs out of a line.
Well,
That's something you
When you
just
say
don't do.
omelet, do you mean like the tray with scrambled eggs in
No,
it?
I'm talking about like when there's an omelet dude and
Station?
you have to
Yeah.
wait, and it's like
So-
you made a bad omelet. That's why you're in this hotel.
This
You prick with a
the-
job.
the highest voted comment or answer to how much booze do you put in eggnog is 1 to 2 ounce per liter.
1 to 2
Per
ounces
liter?
per liter.
No way.
You're fucking around.
That's
Yeah,
wrong.
That's
That's
lunacy.
bullshit.
What is this? 1 liter? What is this?
That's not even a liter, I don't think.
It's a quart.
no, that's wrong.
It's a quarter of a gallon. Come on.
946 milliliters. So almost a liter.
Okay, here's another one that says 3/4 cup bourbon for every 2 quarts. So you'd have to put 3/8 of a cup for that.
So you put like a shot in there, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll be good.
Do it.
Give it a try.
It's not good.
No, it's not good. Here, I'll go first. I'll give you.
Samantha Wilcox on Twitter is saying that eggnog and rum is delicious. She used the word amazing.
Try that too.
Rum nog.
People are upset about the eggnog thing.
What are they upset
It's
about?
very divisive.
Eggnog's fucking gross. I'm just gonna drink this.
Good call.
Wait, put a little bit of nog in there.
No, fuck no. Want to ruin some Maker's Mark with that? It's bullshit.
Go ahead and drink it. Go ahead and drink it.
Why? Is there something wrong with it?
It's fine. It's fine. Just drink it. Here, give me one. I'll drink with you.
You want nog in it too?
Just give me, just
No,
give me
no,
one.
no. I'm not drinking this.
Oh my god, I ruined it for myself.
It's,
I'm just curious. Are you because you went through this pouting protest where you weren't drinking
I'm
at
still
work?
in the middle of that.
I know, but you were about to break it
I
right
know.
there.
I wasn't thinking.
Why are you not drinking at work?
What
You already broke it.
I did break it.
Is this
Yeah,
a,
you
is this
drank
a
it-
company?
I drank at
thing?
the podcast last Monday.
Did you?
Yeah.
That was off site though.
Yeah. Was that still work?
Yeah, he's not drinking, Greg, because he read in the employee handbook that he's not supposed to drink at work.
Thought I heard
You're not
that,
supposed to
yeah.
talk about it at work.
What?
Not about drinking?
About the handbook. You're breaking the rules.
Was
I'm
that
reporting,
right?
guys.
Go, please go for it.
I'm doing it right
What's
now.
the handbook?
Yeah, that correct answer. Bullshit. Fucking drink. Did you
Give
see
me the eggnog.
Have you seen the rock paper scissors video? Have I showed it to you yet?
Oh,
God, that was our
Yes.
inspiration today.
there was a tournament today.
Yeah, there was going to be, and it got canceled.
What?
Yes, it got canceled
It
today.
happens.
We're doing it next time we come down.
Why did it get cancelled?
Just everyone had a bunch of stuff going on, and broadcast had this going on, and they had something going on,
See,
and
here's
whoever
the
wanted to do
problem.
it,
You made it
couldn't
too much of an event. You should have just done it. Gather the crowd. People would have just come in towards it. Be like, I want in on this.
Well, we were up here last night at like 9:00, and I was using the internet to upload something, and
I've never heard it phrased like that.
That was-
I was
you-
using their internet to upload files.
was
No, I was
using the
uploading
internet.
something.
I was uploading something via
Yeah.
the internet.
Yep.
And I just thought it'd be fun to do a rock paper scissors tournament, so we put up some signs, and I was hoping they just wouldn't be taken down. And by the time I got in, I had a message on Slack saying, "Hey, we're shooting something at that time. Can you not do that?" And
So broadcast ruined your tournament.
yeah, way to go, guys.
What was it?
Paid Stooges.
What was being shot?
They were busy getting their story straight about Gus being at the party. That's what's happening.
No, it's quite all right. But we are going to do that. And yes, that was the inspiration.
Is there a
Amazing.
cash
Yes.
prize?
It's like I've never been as happy as that woman who won. Like I don't know, something about the way she like screams at her hand and then like the realization hits her and her eyes are just like welling up with tears of joy. Like it is Unbelievable.
Have you seen it, Gavin?
Amazing video.
Oh,
I've tried to show it to everybody here.
I've seen it like 3 times because I keep
dude.
walking by you showing it to people.
Guys gonna get mad at me.
You can get real
I'm
mad.
looking at this MTV PSA
oh no,
about
dude, that let's not talk about that, man. That's. Have you watched it yet?
I watched it earlier. I retweeted Phil DeFranco talking about it. Yeah.
What's
Man.
going on?
Oh, it's that thing about the MTV News posted a video which was New Year's resolutions for white guys. This is what they should make their resolutions, and it's all just like it's just talking down to white guys.
It started off with "Hello, fellow white guys," and then like
Hello,
that,
fellow
that's how
white
it started. It was like, oh,
Yeah, I think we're just in a cycle now of just like, it's just like ping pong back and forth. Now we're in the spiral. Is what we are, and everybody like when it comes by them, they just kick it a little harder, and it's just spiraling and
I
spiraling.
feel like for
faster.
the longest time, everyone's trying to be like, I don't see race. That's not how I see people anymore. Blah blah blah. Because as like the older generations were getting more with it, and now is it people back to calling out race and being like, we're aware of different races. Let's make fun of it.
I think the whole
I don't
like
know how. What are people? What's the
I think the
mindset?
whole I don't see race thing was always stupid to begin with because
I
then
don't know
you're
why
just
it's
like
loading.
you're just glossing over what makes people different or what makes people unique. You're
Right.
failing to acknowledge it. So I think it may have started from a good place, but I think in the end it didn't serve the purpose that it
I'm
should have.
getting
I
a
think
little.
because that led straight into I don't see racism, and that's like
Hmm.
the most obnoxious thing you can say. What do you say?
I'm getting a little freaked out by all the stuff that's taking place on the global political scale, which is almost like a mirror image for last century. There was a diplomat, official from the government, who was assassinated in Turkey today.
The
yeah.
ambassador to Russia.
Yeah, it's a Russian ambassador got assassinated in Turkey. It's
On
just
TV.
like-
Well, I don't know
Yes.
if it's live, but there's footage of it.
It's crazy. It's getting crazy.
Guy was wearing a suit.
It's getting crazy. What?
Yeah. Do you see the
I saw the footage. Yeah, but it's what a weird thing to call out that he was wearing a suit.
well, no, the guy who shot him was wearing a suit. Is what he was saying.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
still a weird thing.
Yeah.
to
Well,
latch on.
I mean, it's like.
It doesn't
But-
change
but
anything.
Why is that a weird thing
apparently-
to latch onto?
What?
Why do you?
Okay, tell me the relevance.
Like he wasn't some hobo. He was like a good dressed guy in a suit. Like I'm gonna go and kill someone.
Well, apparently he said he was a cop, which got him access to it.
Oh yeah, I
Came
think he
in-
was doing it to get access. He was standing
Yeah.
behind the guy during
Yeah.
a press conference. I think
Oh,
he was posing as something.
Mm.
That makes
Together.
sense. It was just odd. It was odd. It was odd to see a guy
If
in
you
a
want to-
suit
to-
waving a
to
gun
fit
around.
in there.
What does Gavin walk me through the wardrobe of your average assassin? What does your average assassin wear to an
Probably a
assassination?
t-shirt.
Like what?
What's on the T-shirt?
I killed a Russian ambassador, and all I got was this lousy T-shirt. Is that what you're? Right. That was
Shall
probably
we
too
pull,
soon
like,
to make
okay,
that joke.
what
Sorry
were
about
most
that.
assassins wearing?
Assassin's
What were
Union
most
shirts.
shooters wearing?
Say blue hoodies, the kind of funny logo.
I believe Lee,
John-
Lee Harvey Oswald was wearing a sweater. I
Okay.
believe
I'm just saying. I don't
John
think...
Wilkes Booth was wearing a suit.
he
right?
was.
Yeah.
Oh, good call. See, that's
You're being an
it's worth
arsehole.
talking about.
I'm
though.
just saying.
Gavin, I'm what?
John Wick.
John Wick.
We're talking
wears
about
suits.
reality over here. I don't know why Peanut Gallery's chipping in.
John Wick's not an assassin, by the way. He was a wronged man. That's different.
They,
was an
they killed his
assassin.
dog.
Well, you don't know what he was wearing when he was the assassin.
Actually,
so you just-
47 wears a suit. You're right. Yeah, forget it.
So I just don't understand. Like you call it out that he's wearing a suit. That was just a weird thing to call out.
The first thing I saw in the headline and the pictures they posted, the first thing I noticed, man, the killer was wearing a suit.
yeah.
I thought, is that the killer holding the gun? I didn't know.
Yeah, me
And it was
too.
Like,
I
oh,
thought-
that is the killer. It's weird that he's wearing a suit. I don't know why it was
No
weird.
hockey mask
It-
or anything.
it
That's
stood-
just
He didn't have his knife fingers on. I don't know how they knew it was him.
What's weird about seeing that as a
So
standout?
I have
I'm with
a-
you, Gavin.
I have a, talking about this. I have a subscription
Be like
to.
say, hey, did you see the guy that killed the Russian ambassador? He's left-handed. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, so what?
I have a subscription to the New
not a
York
choice.
Times, and the New York Times app on my phone might be the most depressing app I have because every time I get a push notification from it, it's bad news.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
yeah.
BBC News app does that.
Yeah,
It
it's like,
goes,
oh,
bloop.
my phone buzzed. Oh, the Russian ambassador in Turkey just got shot.
Oh, the world
my
is
phone buzzed.
The world is
got
terrible.
worse,
Yeah, the truck just ran over a bunch of people at a Christmas market in Berlin. Oh, my phone buzzed. It's like, I don't want to see it anymore.
I
It's
know.
always bad news. Why can't- New York Times, can we have some good news? Can I get a good news
That
push
seems
notification?
to be the European equivalent of a mass shooting. Is I guess guns are so hard to come by that you just drive an 18-wheeler through people. It's insanity.
Yeah. Well, the world used to be really, really insane for a while. Like really, so we had a couple world wars, and then even through the '60s, people just got assassinated all the time. Martin Luther King got assassinated, John Kennedy got assassinated, Robert Kennedy got assassinated, George Wallace was shot. It was just kept happening. Gerald Ford was shot at. I remember when I was a very young kid, the Ronald Reagan was shot as president. He was shot, and it came on the news that he was shot. And I said, Mom, they shot the president. And she got all freaked out. And I was like, I thought that's what happened. Don't presidents get shot? I literally thought that as a
Wow.
kid, that's what happens. And we've gotten obviously away from that. There hasn't been an assassination attempt on a president or anything like that. And I don't think any major political power. I think when was the last assassination you remember? There was the guy who attacked George W. with shoes. That's like,
Oh, yeah.
that's nothing. That's like a protest.
Yeah.
But I can't remember the last time something like this happened. I'm sure there's been some diplomat or something like that. And of course, there's been terrorist attacks that have killed government officials. But it's weird to me now. I feel like we're creeping back into that. Like this
I
is
think-
weird today. This might be a thing.
I think
this might
people-
start to happen more and more.
I see people making that comment, but I disagree. I think this is an isolated incident. I think people are wanting to draw that line out and think that things are getting scarier. But I don't see one act as being a trend.
Well, maybe you should look at the 2017 resolutions for white guys then. And maybe you should take that list to heart.
I think it's fear mongering, and
Yeah.
I think the world is fine.
I'm kind of with you there, guys.
Yeah.
Like, I
You think
feel-
the world is fine?
Well, no, the world is not
Really?
fine.
No, it's
Is that your
it's not-
assessment?
It's not fine, but I don't think that.
I don't think like I saw people talking, on Reddit and social media about how, this is how World War I started. This is a totally different
It's just
set of circumstances.
Yeah, but it's kind of nitpicking. It is interesting you could draw the parallels between the two. You know what I mean?
There was an assassination.
Like I what's that? There was an assassination in basically the Ottoman Empire, the same exact place.
Mhm.
It's interesting, and it's also 2016.
Yeah.
It's 100 years since they were fighting World War I at this point in time.
Yep.
100 years ago.
Wouldn't it be great if you got push notifications every time like somebody saved a dog?
That's what I was
You know,
thinking.
Like or gave
Make
somebody
that
a,
service.
or like the cutest litter of puppies ever was born today. Like, fuck
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
I was alive for that.
So it'd just be like the happiest interruption ever.
Yeah,
all the time.
yeah.
It's gonna be called Puppies and Sparkles. There's the app right there. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, I want my good news app as well. Like I got to be informed. I got to know the bad news, but I want a little more balance. I want to see some good news
Good
too.
news isn't really news.
Yeah, I guess it's all like that fluff shit.
Yeah. It's like, there's water on Mars again.
Again.
Yeah, he was Franz Ferdinand was shot in 1914. So
Who
The
was
band?
he? What was he? Was like Archduke, right? Of
yeah,
what?
Archduke Franz Ferdinand.
Of what? What was he the Archduke of?
Hungary?
I don't know.
Austria.
Did the guy who
Austro-Hungarian throne. So apparently those two things were together.
did the well-dressed
Austria.
assassin today? Did he the well-dressed assassin who was wearing a suit? Did he get shot today? Did he get killed, or is he in custody?
I think he's dead.
He's dead. They shot
Yeah,
him.
he died. He did.
So his last picture was probably him holding up a gun, huh? Oh, is it? Okay. Well, okay. I would imagine.
Yeah, he was pointing the gun at a lot of people.
You're probably
around.
right.
It's just scary, man. It's just really scary.
So someone says that in '94, someone tried to shoot Prince Charles, fired twice, missed.
Damn, I didn't know that.
Wow. In 90, was it 90,
'94.
99? They did kill Princess Diana, right? Is that the idea? When there's some
Oh,
sort
no,
of
no.
That's like conspiracy.
Yeah,
theory
yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
dun dun dun.
Last night I was thinking about it. I made a tweet about it. I don't know why. I was thinking about the moon.
People are being very adamant to point out to us the guy that shot the ambassador was an actual police officer.
Yes.
So real quick, I'm sorry, Gus, to interrupt you,
What?
but you gave me shit for saying I uploaded something to our internet, and
I use
And-
the internet to upload something.
and you're not gonna give Gus saying I made a tweet about. Like, don't you just say I tweet about this or I tweeted about this?
No, it'd be weird if you said I was using the internet to tweet.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
what you said. It's
It's
like
along those
the
lines,
internet's
but-
implied. Yeah.
I handcrafted a tweet last night because I was thinking about the moon, and I looked, and
Why were you thinking about the moon?
I don't know why. I think I was thinking about astronauts, and it made me think about the moon. There's only
Wait a
seven.
minute. Now walk me through the- Why were you thinking about astronauts? What are you doing with
I was
yourself?
drunk, and I looked, and there's only 7 astronauts still alive. 7 men who have stepped on the moon, and they're all fucking old. And
Yeah.
it made me really depressed to think they will probably all be dead before we send someone to land on the moon or on another planet.
Yeah,
in
the moon for
future.
real.
And so I made a tweet
That was a joke. by the way.
talking about it, and people kept replying, "Oh, well, now the goal is Mars. Now the goal is Mars. No reason to go to the moon." It's like we forgot for a long time how to build the rockets to do this. I think the logical thing is go to the moon for practice and then continue on, or like set a staging area there.
What do you mean they forgot?
Why? Why go to a center of mass to have to escape it again?
Or just to get practice getting off the planet again.
Oh, just for
landing
trial
somewhere.
runs?
Like we talked about this years ago on the podcast about how all of the engineers who built like the Saturn V rocket, like modern day NASA at the time, like 5 or 10 years ago, did not know how the Saturn V was made. Like they couldn't figure out how to make a rocket like that anymore. So they had to like find all these old like 80 and 90-year-old dudes and ask them how they made rockets.
They
Was
didn't
there no
document that?
records? Like, where the
No, they didn't
blueprints?
have it. Like it was just gone. It was just like a shared knowledge that they had at the time.
Well, that's their fault. They
That
should have
was
documented it.
But so they like rather than go through and redo all the research, they had to find these guys.
They got
and
him
have-
laying on the
have them
ground there
re-explain
at League City down in NASA,
I'm
Mission
sure-
Control.
It probably doesn't work very well anymore.
They can check it out. It's like a model. They just build the same thing, connect everything in the same way. It'll be
But
good.
I feel like there's a lot of that knowledge that is just gone. We take it for granted. Like, oh yeah, we could do that again. I don't know if we could. I don't know if NASA or if any space agency had to go to the moon tomorrow. Well, I guess China just sent an unmanned probe. But if we had to send a man to the moon tomorrow or a woman, I don't know that we could do it.
Did you see the YouTube video of? There's a video going around talking about the most isolated places on Earth, and the most like the farthest you could possibly get away from somebody in humanity. There's a spot in the ocean that is I don't know. It's
Oh, yeah, I heard about it. Yeah,
several miles down, but there's fewer people who have been to that spot than there have been. There's only like 3 people who have been to that spot, the deepest part of the ocean, compared to like 14 people who have been on the moon or something along those lines. It was pretty fascinating to think that there's a spot on this Earth that has been touched less than the moon.
Mm-hmm.
That's a cool fact.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost more difficult
Yeah.
to go that way, in that direction.
go down,
explore
yeah.
that way, or even
Well, I
like
mean-
the Earth's core, right? Like we joked about that in the planetary animated adventure. Like we don't know what's under our own feet.
Well, yeah, the
don't wanna
conditions
talk
there are
about this.
much more harsh. Like,
Right.
and even under the ocean, to provide oxygen to yourself on the moon and deal with the goofy gravity is a lot
we
easier than
literally talk
don't
about
get
anything else?
crushed to death. You what?
Can we talk about anything else?
Well, I have something for you.
You don't want to talk about the ocean?
I really don't, because there'll be like 20 people in our audience who are oceanographers, and it'll be the worst day of their life.
what
and
would
they
you
will
like
tell me
to talk
about
about?
it, and they will be very upset that you talked about the ocean.
What do you
want
wanna talk about?
Differentials. It's like you don't understand Delta P. I don't know. Did you guys see Rogue One?
Nope.
No,
Yes.
No, this is a short conversation.
I think Craig was going to say something.
Well, no. So I mean, Christmas is on the way, and I
Wait. Are we allowed to talk about Christmas?
yeah. Can we? Is that okay? Eggnog stuff.
There's no. I don't think there's any Christmas scientists. In
I
our,
would love to talk about Christmas. That would make my day to talk about Christmas. Let's do it.
Well, so I actually gave cards earlier to Gavin and Gus. I gave you guys Christmas cards from Game Attack. We handcrafted them, Gus. It was
Artisanal.
outstanding.
Mhm.
Yes, artisanal indeed. And Bernie, you're the only one who has not got a card yet. So I wanted to give you the Christmas card.
Oh, I'm excited
today.
by this.
Is this
Um,
approved?
I thought we were gonna do this on.
No.
I thought we were gonna do this later on the.
Oh no!
Oh.
No, we're gonna do this right now. This is Sparkles from Game Attack.
Sparkles from Game.
What we'd like for you to read it on the air. This is very important, and we just want to wish you a Merry Christmas. So,
I find this suspect.
no, just Merry Christmas from Game Attack. That's
All right, this is the lovely Game Attack logo.
With a it looks
a
like a
star.
Christmas tree.
No, top.
See, isn't that cute and clever?
Dear Bernie, my wife thought Laser Team was an above average indie film. She's indifferent towards a sequel. Merry Christmas, Game Attack. It's kindly worded. So thank you for
They're
that.
very politely offensive.
Yeah, I mean,
Killing them with kindness.
she really liked it, just not a lot.
I got it. See if
was
she
good.
likes it a little better once the heat's shut off.
Oh no! Oh
Might
no!
like it a little more then.
Then you're really gonna have to pick a favorite child.
Oh no!
You have to make a
Laser
hard
from the
choice.
laser from the DVD player provides a lot of warmth.
Oh, I'm gonna drink this nervously.
I'll read this while you're drinking that
We
nervously.
should have put on Laserdisc.
Want to remind everyone, this episode of the podcast is brought to you by NatureBox. What do you do when you want a snack, but all you can find is junk food? Rely on your self-control to resist temptation? Start snacking healthy with NatureBox. NatureBox makes snacks that actually taste great and are better for you, created with high-quality ingredients that are free from artificial colors, flavors, or sweeteners, so you can feel great about snacking. We got a couple down here. What do we got? Whole wheat blueberry figgy bars, Thai coconut curry peanuts. NatureBox recently made their service even better. And I can order as much as you want, as often as you want, with no minimum purchase required, and you can cancel at any time. With NatureBox, you'll never get bored. There are new snacks each month inspired by real customer feedback. If you ever try a snack you don't like, NatureBox will replace it for free. Right now, you'll save even more. NatureBox is offering Rooster Teeth fans 50% off your first order when you go to naturebox.com/roosterteeth. It's naturebox.com/roosterteeth for 50% off your first order. naturebox.com/roosterteeth. Big thank you to NatureBox for sponsoring this episode of the Rooster Teeth podcast.
Thank you.
We were
Delicious
earlier.
snacks.
We talked about the rock paper scissors
Yeah.
Japanese video, but there was another video that I just showed Gavin right before the podcast. Have you seen this? The holographic personal assistant.
No, in the jar.
Yeah,
I've seen the headline, but I haven't seen the video.
it might be one of the saddest videos
God, it's
I've
depressing.
ever seen. It's only like 90 seconds long, but it's like a guy going through his everyday life, and there's like this little hologram next to his bed that like wakes him up. Is like super cheery. He's at work. It's sending him texts like, "Come home early. I miss you." Then he's going home,
Right.
and he's like texting it like, "I'll be home soon. I'll be there in 10 minutes."
She,
And
like, gets the
He
lights
like
on
turns the
and-
lights on and turns the air conditioner on. Then he comes home, and they're like, he's like watching a movie, and then like she's like watching the movie also. Looks like she's eating popcorn. Then like he's going to bed, and as he's going to bed, he says, "You know, I thought today when I was coming home how it's nice to have someone at home for me."
Wow.
Wow.
I was like, that
Merry Christmas.
There's no
where's
one
the video
there,
made?
dude.
Where'd it come from?
Japan.
Japan.
There's no one there.
There's no one there. It is like it is a chat bot.
If
that
anything,
can turn
that's
your lights on.
preventing you from finding someone.
But it was like that level of loneliness to where you're willing to like buy into the idea that this hologram misses you and is excited to see you. It's
Yeah, but you could say the same thing about like Pokemon Go.
Yeah, but nobody-
people-
Pokemon Go doesn't say "Come home early, I miss
That's
you."
true.
They're
But
not
it
sending you
doesn't.
texts at work.
Yeah. Oh, you get push notifications. Hey, go out and find our new Pokemon.
So, do people not like that new Mario Super? What's that called?
Oh,
Mario
I don't
Run?
like Mario Run.
you don't like it?
I'll let me be honest. I played it for all of 30 seconds, but it's like, I recognize they made a Nintendo game on a mobile device. I just don't use my mobile device for games very often. Like I didn't even play Fallout Shelter on my mobile device. I played it on a PC. I'm not a mobile gamer.
I'm
not.
normally not either. I'm playing it anyway. I think it's fun. I can pick it up,
Let me
play
see.
for a few minutes, and put it down.
I feel wrong playing a game on my phone if I'm not on a plane. It's like I'm blowing all this time on when I'm on the ground. It's like I'm going to be bored later in a plane. I'm going to have nothing.
Or if you're in the restroom. I mean, let's just be real.
Well, you got to have an internet connection for it, so you're kind of boned on the plane.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You can't play offline?
Mm-mm.
What?
Yeah. It's kind
I
of
hate
bullshit.
that.
Yeah.
What is it? Why?
kind of
The world
awful.
is increasingly becoming that way. Yeah, I can't find a game on here that I. Let me see. It's got to be something. Oh, one more
Pokemon
line.
Go?
I probably played more. Remember that guy challenged me when I was on Laser Team from SMG Studios down in
Oh, yeah,
Australia?
yeah.
One more line, yeah.
He said if you can beat, he just said it on Twitter, if you can beat 125 on one more line, we will fly you to Australia for a high five. And I was like, well, I'm going to do this. So I just played on the set of Laser Team for like 3 days straight.
I still have the music stuck in my head. Where
Yeah.
It's like ding, 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 ding.
Did you ever beat it?
I did. Crushed
You
it.
didn't go though.
No, I didn't want to make the guy have to pay for me to fly down. It's like $2,000.
I'll
Wh-
take
where
it.
is he?
Anybody?
Is it her? Or from Melbourne?
If he's in Sydney,
I believe he's in Sydney.
we should have him out for RTX Sydney.
They got like one more jump and everything else. They should come out. He gave me a they put it out on Steam as well, and then he made just because it says a tap game, so he made these giant buttons that you plug in via USB.
nice.
So it just sits them and you just play it like this. Clap,
It's like
clap,
the dive kick controller.
Yeah, yeah.
You should find out. Do you still have contact with him? Tell him to come out to RTX
Yeah.
Sydney.
Okay.
February 4th and 5th. Tickets available now.
I will.
RTXSydney.com.
You will see a tweet in action.
I-
I'm going to use the internet to publish a tweet, and I'm going to tweet to
Handcrafted.
SMG Studios and say you have to come to RTX Sydney.
And he can play with a Nintendo Switch with us and meet Hideo Kojima.
yeah, what's up with that? How did the Switch get to RTX? That's pretty awesome.
It was something that the team down there was working on with them. Honestly, I'm sure I didn't think it was gonna happen. It was like, oh, that would be really cool. Like, I didn't allow myself to get too excited about it. It's like I don't think it's gonna happen, and then it happened. I don't know. It's good timing, you know.
Yeah.
Is it hashtag RTX Sydney? Is that
Yeah.
what it should do? I'm going to use the internet to
Instead of
publish
doing a
hashtag.
bunch of panels, can I please wait in line for that?
No.
Okay.
Or
we'll
are you
let you in
worried?
a little early.
Are you worried that they're putting together a better event in Sydney?
They've got some big
They have
wins.
Hideo Kojima coming.
Yeah, that's pretty big.
Yeah,
That's another one of those things that was worked on for a while. It's like, oh, that's never gonna happen. That'll never happen.
that was so long in the process. I can't even tell you how long that took to come together.
Yeah,
So
but yeah, it's crazy. Like I've always been such a big Kojima fan.
you know what the thing that sealed the deal was?
I think so.
Eggnog. That was it.
They have fine eggnog in Australia.
We promised to get him a hologram in a jar.
But I'm really
That
I'm really
takes him.
jealous that Greg Miller gets to do the interview with him. and
Why
talk
is
to
Greg
them.
Miller doing it?
I don't know. I think they've met before. They've done
You don't
stuff
think there's any
before.
better people at the company than Greg Miller to talk to Hideo Kojima?
I think Greg Miller's probably the best person to talk
Why
to.
I think
just
Greg
fire
Miller's
Greg Miller
okay.
and Didn't do it.
I think he's
Huh?
okay.
Just fire Greg Miller
That's a good point.
from that, and then you do it.
Nah.
It's
That, now I get to watch. Now there's no pressure on me. I would like
So
to do it.
it's a fear thing. You're
Yeah,
too
yeah.
scared. You're
Yeah,
scared
yeah.
you'll ruin it.
Yeah, I'll fuck it up.
So
I'll like piss my pants or something. Like it'll be like the ultimate like whatever stress dream. I'll like piss my pants, then I'll get really scared, and then I'll shit myself. Like it'll be like a 1-2 punch of like the most awkward moment of my
escalated so
life.
quickly.
Right?
What do you think Hideo Kojima knows that Greg Miller doesn't work at IGN anymore? Maybe he doesn't know that. Is he aware of the downward slope in industry credibility of Greg Miller? Is he?
Maybe he admires a man who leaves a big company to strike out on his own and form his own.
You're saying they have
strike
similar
out on his
parallel
own.
Yeah,
stories,
I'm just
right?
saying.
Yeah. Okay. Fair. Fair.
Did you guys
I have no idea what's going on in those Death Stranding trailers, by the way. Have you watched them?
What?
Any of the Death Stranding trailers?
Well, I did like
No.
the fact that somebody put them both together, the two trailers, and they sync up.
Yeah, so
Do they?
weird.
Yo, you know this?
No.
The baby
Go ahead.
disappears from the Norman Reedus one and then appears in the newer
At the same
Guillermo del
time,
Toro.
Stan.
Oh
Guillermo-
wow. Wait, so
The new
so,
one.
like,
That's a hard name to say. You're
Yeah.
Spanish too.
Guillermo del Toro.
Okay.
That's how I would say it. Guillermo, is that what you say? Guillermo
I say
del Toro.
Guillermo is
Yeah.
how I'd say it.
I have a
Guillermo.
cousin named Guillermo. So
I
grew up-
can't
grew
say
up
it the way
saying
you
that.
just said it. I'd like to be able to say it the way you just said it. I can't.
It
do
sounds good. It sounds.
I'm going to make a resolution as a white guy in 2017. I'm going to learn how to say Guillermo.
Pretty
Get
good.
him.
You're getting there.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, it's a good first step.
the thing about
Fuck it. Back to racism. I nailed that resolution.
2017 year of racism.
The thing about what's it called? Death Stranding.
Yeah.
Death Stranding. The thing about it is like the trailers look like a great movie, but I have no idea how the game what the game is.
The trailers don't look like they're even in the same universe. It's
No.
like it's so wild. But I think, I follow him on Twitter, Kojima on Twitter, and he has been tweeting a lot about movies lately. So I think he's trying to take a cinematic approach to introducing people to it and to showing it.
I think he always has like taken a cinematic approach
Yeah.
to his games. Is
Mhm.
what sets him apart.
But
I mean,
this
I remember when Metal Gear Solid came out. Was that the PS3 one?
PS3, that would have been 4.
What was the one that had I think 9 hours of total cutscenes? or
4.
something
That was
like
probably 4.
Mhm.
Yeah. Wasn't there one cutscene that was an hour long?
Yeah.
If
The-
I,
the
I
end
never
of that
I never
game is
played
never
The
that
end
one.
of that game
Yeah.
is so long. Yeah. It's,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're movies. He makes movies with interactive components to it.
Mhm.
Which I think also I would say that Naughty Dog does that as well with like Uncharted
God.
and Last of Us. And Last of Us 2, that
Did
trailer
you see
looks
that
great.
Last of Us 2 trailer?
Looks good, doesn't it?
Fuck.
I-
That's the best reveal for a game I've ever seen.
It's awesome.
You've ever seen
Ever.
What was so good about it?
ever.
I thought it was just so well constructed, like showing a little bit of growth in the characters. And at first, even the way it starts, like you don't know what it is. Then it's as it like it's zooming, like panning out, like then you just see the Fireflies logo. It's like only if you really know the game do you recognize that. And then just like the way that like Ellie's playing the guitar is even a callback to the first game where Joel says, when we get done with this, I'm gonna teach you to play the guitar.
Oh, okay.
Like just those little subtle connections back to the original game.
Do you think there'll be some good multiplayer?
Oh, I hope so.
You wanna get back in the-
fucking love
get
me
back
some
in
Last of Us
Achievement Hunter?
multiplayer.
Do some more Last of Us?
Last of Us 2.
Yep.
We'll find Hyman Buster.
Hyman Buster will be back.
It's the worst gamer tag I've ever seen. It was also like 01 or something.
Yeah, like Hyman Buster was already taken.
God.
So apparently, in the last week or so,
Mm.
Dr. Heimlich died.
It was
Right.
like yesterday, I think. What, day before?
All right.
Yeah.
Still within the last week, but go ahead.
What was quite interesting to me is that in the article about his death, they mentioned that towards the end of his life, he actually got to use the Heimlich maneuver to save someone's life
Not true.
Oh wow.
in the the nursing home that he was at.
Really?
And I was like, that's awesome. He actually got to use it. And then I was like, how's he never used it before? He was 86 before.
Have
he
you
used
ever
it.
seen a choking person? Have you ever had to use it?
Yeah, and I feel like if you were involved in the development of doing that, you'd probably try it out on people.
But how would you do that though? Do you think they choked people and then
How would you come up with
jammed
it? though?
steak down their throat?
Really?
But surely someone who did it would have come up with it.
It was probably just a theory,
But
It's
that's
like,
that's surprising to
it's
me.
the
It's like
Heimlich
I could do this to someone.
And then he wore a suit.
look great doing it.
It was just cool that he got to use
I
it
read
before he
that,
died. I thought it was
and
cool.
in also one of his obituaries, I read that the Heimlich maneuver is credited with saving over 100,000 people's lives.
That's mental.
That is crazy.
I read somewhere like Jonas Salk if you look at all the people he saved through vaccinations, and then what that has. I think, or maybe Louis Pasteur had like they tried to calculate what discovery has saved the most amount of lives, and then as a factor of time, how many people those people would have had as kids, and it gets to be astronomical. Was it? And I think Louis Pasteur might have been the guy who took that particular challenge, and it was tens of millions of people,
Well,
if not hundreds of millions.
What about
of
the guy that invented breathing?
people. Well, that he would be a contender. We don't know his name though.
There you go.
It'd be interesting to track to see if you'd be alive if he had not. come
Oh,
with
that's
his
a really
vaccinations.
interesting thing.
Yeah.
Like,
if you would have just
you get
succumbed
your
to
lineage,
something.
you say, if one discovery hadn't happened, would I be alive?
Yeah.
What discovery was critical to my existence? That's really interesting.
Sounds like a doc. Just
So
saying.
I'm looking at a website here. I have no idea if this is a legitimate website.
Well, don't talk about it.
We have to preface everything now on our comedy
They-
podcast
they are-
why?
for
They-
accuracy.
They are trying to rank how many lives
Can we discuss the ranking system?
have
Has it
people
been independently verified?
saved. And they credit the people who invented synthetic fertilizer as having saved the most
Okay.
lives.
Yeah, through starvation.
Right. 2.7 billion.
Who are those
Whoa.
people?
Fritz Haber and Karl Bosch. I'm going to guess German.
When did they develop synthetic fertilizer?
Let me take a look.
That's crazy. We don't even know their names.
1909.
yeah, the
And
fact
that really, it's added that many people.
Mhm.
Wow.
And we'll only continue to add more. Throughout
the
time.
fact that you've never heard those names either is like fascinating.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Like
So
what's number 2?
Statistically,
Well,
on this
they're
couch.
1 and 2. They're credited both. And then the next one is Karl Landsteiner, blood groups. I don't know how that works, but I'll look at it.
he determined blood types?
It's a blood groups.
Right. I'm just, trying to figure out what that means.
I am too.
I joined a blood group on Xbox Live. I get notifications all the fucking
Oh,
time.
I guess
Join a club.
before he discovered them, people didn't know why transfusions sometimes didn't
Right.
work.
That would make sense. But transfusions aren't that fucking common. Right?
Well, he's got over 1,094 million credited.
Really?
Yeah.
That seems excessive. When did he discover blood groups?
Blood groups were discovered in 1902.
So
No.
right. Well, but the thing is though, if
No.
you count the lineage aspect of it, and you go into the wars, and you talk about all the transfusions that may have happened during.
It's a billion people, dude. It's a lot.
I know.
I mean, between the 4 of them, there's 4 Earths that they've saved somehow. It's like we have more.
Well, I think they say that
there
Fritz
is
and Karl,
overlap.
it's like there's overlap. Those two, they saved the same 2.7 billion people.
You're not only determined to die by one means.
It's like, how did he lose so much blood? Well, he was in a synthetic fertilizer accident, and so he lost a bunch of blood. And then we gave him some stuff from the wrong blood group, and then he drank unpasteurized milk, and he was dead. But I would say that 2.7 billion population of Earth. Where do we? Last time I checked, it was 6 billion. We 7 billion yet?
We're at about 7.
Good lord. So statistically, one of us in here would be, maybe 2 of us would be saved because of synthetic fertilizer.
Yes.
Probably include demographics and geographic location, probably not. But it is interesting to think about that. That just under 50%, about 40% of the people are alive because of that.
Mhm.
It's crazy.
I mean, yeah, that's like the big thing, right? Like as there's more and more people on Earth, like how do we fucking feed everyone?
So it's like, is Jonas Salk or Louis Pasteur on that list?
I closed it. I did see them on there.
Oh, good.
They were, but
How do we feed
they're
everyone?
further down. Right. Like there's only like so much farmable land in the world.
Yeah, but we're not close to.
We already can't feed everyone in the world as it is.
I don't know if that's true.
Maybe we shouldn't be making skate parks.
I don't know that what you're saying is true, Gus,
Then why are there so many starving people in the world?
because of the misallocation of food, not because of the lack of
Well, it's
capacity.
like we can make food here, but we can't get it on the other side of the world in time.
or we just don't.
Right.
Yeah, or, Americans throw away enough food to feed a couple different countries.
So waste less food.
You can grow new food with old food, though, right?
We already grow enough food. This is Huffington Post, so verified. We already grow enough food for 10 billion people on
Okay.
Earth. We currently
So
grow
at 10 billion, what happens? We have to expand.
Just saying that's the capacity we're doing.
We
I'm
go to the
sure
moon.
that number will go up.
Oh, Jesus. So who is this? On Twitter, using the hashtag RT Podcast, Tama P sent us a tweet saying, Haber was also responsible for the creation of Zyklon B.
No shit.
What's that?
That kills people.
It's the gas that they use in concentration camps.
Oh. And was he using the internet when he sent that tweet?
He did. He sent it
was
via the
using
internet.
Yeah.
He uploaded it to the internet via Twitter.
I'm gonna verify that. before we
before we condemn this guy.
Yep.
So
Fritz Haber.
the guy is one of the best and worst people ever to exist.
Well,
Just a smart dude. It wasn't his fault how it was used, right?
that might be. I agree with Gavin. That's
Yeah.
probably correct. Also, at the end of the day, if you look at what was the thing he invented that created a lot of lives, Gus?
Synthetic fertilizer.
So he's at the top of the list, right?
Yeah.
So 2.7 billion people. You can make the argument that 2.7 billion people being added to the planet is very strenuous on the planet in the 100 years since he invented that. And you wonder, like, really long term, what will have killed more people? I mean, synthetic fertilizer will have a tipping point at
Like
which then there's overpopulation, and it's not just food. There's lots of other resources as well, including what all that agriculture does to the environment. And there could be a tipping point at which then people start dying at an astronomical rate because of that. You believe that?
We're having a depressing podcast.
It is. It is a depressing podcast. Maybe it's because it's the end of the year. Do you find that the weather affects you, like when it gets cold and it gets darker?
Not that cold though. There are colder places.
You are correct. I want to apologize
I was actually walking
to our
around.
audience for mentioning cold weather.
I was walking around because I have that little infrared camera. I was walking around just like pointing it at the windows. It's pretty cold out there.
Yeah.
Like it's interesting how that you can see the cold like creep towards the center of the house. Like, but if I stand by my windows, bloody freezing.
I saw
like, the
you
floor is cold.
Post that photo of your cats by the door.
Oh yeah, because they chewed the thing. Yeah.
Cold doesn't creep, by the way. Heat goes out.
I wasn't gonna bring that up. I wasn't. You told me not to talk about that, and I'm not. Why would you do it?
I just wanted to fuck with you. He tried to have a thermodynamics conversation with me before the podcast. I go, Gavin, don't fucking talk to me about science. You're not going to draw me in tonight. It's not going to happen. I need a fucking week off from that. So
you've been reading some comments?
I'm fine. What's that?
Well, I mean, sounds like you've been reading comments, and you're.
Yeah, I have. I've been reading comments, and it's like I'm gonna take a little break, I think, from reading comments, which is something I've never said in my career.
Never done that.
Videos?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never said that. If you see speeches to me where I'd say, like, everyone says don't read the comments, but you should read every comment and see what people have to say. I'm gonna take a little break. Just like we've reached a point where it's like there's this.
But just think about it like this: everyone in the comments, when they post a comment, can first fact check what they're about to say. On this, we can't fact check before we speak. That would be a really boring podcast.
Well,
so when we have discussion, it's like we interpret stuff in the way we remember, probably going to be wrong, and then the people will correct us. But what's wrong with that?
And it's listen. When I say stop taking comments, obviously there's tons of great comments, and most people who watch a program will watch a comedy podcast and they'll go, that's funny. And then they just close the video and watch another video. That's it. They don't even leave a comment. Then people leave comments and they're mostly positive. Then you get like just the guy who writes the fucking 3 paragraphs about how you destroyed his day. But who knows? And so, but it's like, I always say, it's like when you if you went to the mall and you pass 50 people at the mall and they're all like, oh, hello, or excuse me, and all this stuff, just walking by people, hello. And then one guy walks across the mall and goes, what a fucking ugly shirt, and then walks away. And you got home and they said, how was your trip to the mall? You say, it's fucking terrible. I ran into this fucking asshole and he just yelled at me at the mall. You know, you just like, you take that away. And it's like, I don't know why. I totally recognize it is my inability to cope. Like I have reached some kind of tipping point. But now when this one that set me off today was somebody posted a GIF of my conversation of comparing the modern house that we all live in, that I live in, and the house from the novel 1984. That the guy in his apartment that he had a camera and he had a microphone that monitored him inside of his house. And in my house, I have like 40 cameras, and I paid for them to be there. And when George Orwell wrote 1984, this was such a crazy concept that there would be a recording monitoring device in your home. And now I pay for that, and I want it there. And this guy just like said, well, it's clearly someone just read the Cliff Notes for 1984. And he goes, the cameras in 1984 were everywhere. They were all over the place and they were being monitored by the government. I'm like, I'm not comparing it to everywhere. I'm comparing it to my house to his house. That's exactly what I'm comparing. It's like I have a car in my garage and Gus, you have a car in your garage. And this guy goes, there are millions of cars.
I like your new internet
There are
voice.
50,000 cars on the freeway at this moment. It's just like, thanks for the information. Go fuck yourself. Honestly, it's just like I don't know what am I supposed to give back to that conversation.
But you've been online for 14 years now.
Actually, I've been online for 14 and a half years. Thank you.
Haven't you
happens.
calloused over at a certain point though?
What's that, bud?
Haven't you calloused over at a certain point?
I'm saying this is out of character for me. I
Yeah.
definitely
It
recognize
happens
it's out of
everywhere.
character.
Like, even if we make a video of us playing Destiny, there'll always be someone in the comments being like, "Oh, I can't believe Michael's using Sunbreakers with soul squeezers. What an idiot!" It's like, there's always gonna be one know-it-all.
It's expert. It's always the expert,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's funny.
We are not a panel of experts. Can you imagine if we got together before the podcast and we said, "Hey, here's the topics we're just going to say. Who do you think is the best person to talk about thermodynamics on the podcast?"
Definitely Gavin. Definitely Gavin.
Or is it more like me saying to Gavin, "How can you never have drank eggnog in your life?" And Gus is going, "Shut up." He was literally, Gus was chastising us, saying,
You were
"Shut up.
wasting it.
Leave it for the podcast.
Save it. You were wasting it
I
on the
can
set
have
of
a
the podcast like
conversation with-
60 seconds before we're going live.
I can have a conversation with Gavin about eggnog. I can
No.
do that.
No,
Yes, I can.
no, you cannot.
You haven't even.
Why don't you
had
have
any
some more
yet.
eggnog?
But you haven't even had any. You
It's
poured
filth. I hate it. I don't like it.
Oh, it's so
Stop.
good.
Craig, why don't
where
you
did
have all the
eggnog come
eggnog?
from?
I'll have some eggnog.
Have the nog.
What is this? Like,
I don't know. That's a good question.
where
Gus,
does
I'm just-
eggnog come from?
Why is it called eggnog?
That's also a great question.
What's a nog?
It sounds like, Gavin, honestly, it sounds like something you named.
It does.
It sounds like something you came up with.
You guys have your nog thing right on Achievement Hunter right now, right?
That's nog.
Nug. I'm sorry. Nug. Egg nugget.
Yeah.
Nog was a kind of strong beer brewed in East Anglia.
Where's that?
I have no fucking idea, dude. I'm down the rabbit hole. It's from where you're from.
East Anglia? Did you say Gila?
I thought it was Angila.
Can't read it from there.
It's from your part of the world. I would love if Gavin's house that he grew up in is in the region where they invented eggnog. That would make me so happy.
The British drink. There was a
My house was called the Seventh Nog.
British drink was called egg flip.
Oh, okay. Never heard of it.
All right. It's late 1700s. So it came from your country, the 1700s at some point.
All right.
And it saved 4 billion people. It has created that many lives.
Yeah, I don't get it. I've never understood people who are really into eggnog, people who like it. It's just always been
It
absolutely.
just sounds like you're
disgusting to me.
drinking ingredients.
Well, then they have eggnog ice cream, and they have all sorts of Christmas type ice creams that are flavored after eggnog. I mean, there's eggnog chocolate chip, and there's
I just
eggnog-
don't really like seasonal stuff.
No,
Any
that's the best
seasonal
part.
stuff?
That's the best part of the season.
That's what would be interesting is if there were no seasons and like every autumn there wasn't pumpkin spice coffee showing up everywhere.
We'd make that shit up.
What would
Yeah.
what would the world be like if there were no seasons?
I'll tell you what it'd
would
be
it
like.
be just anyone having anything they want at any time? That
You mean
sounds better.
you could get pumpkin spice whenever?
Yeah,
I think,
or
I think
whatever.
it's like the limited availability thing. And I tell you what they do. They do what they already do now, which is they make a national
Market the crap out of
whatever
it.
day for something that's just fucking made up. Like
hate
National
it. I'm
National
over it.
Butter Day, National Donut Day.
Hey, Shrove Tuesday's coming up.
Oh, hey, I'm excited
Couple
about
months
that one. So that's seasonal, but you eat the pancakes and you love the pancakes.
That's just one day.
It only happens
It's a
in
holiday.
one part of the year, though, Gavin.
But it's
So
one day.
one
I'm
day,
with you. It's not
one
like
day
a
is a
season.
season.
Yeah.
One day is seasonal.
So you're upset with the window of time specifically, not the limited
You
availability?
you can't just get pancakes on that day. You can get them whenever. That's not a seasonal thing.
Right.
Well, you could probably get pumpkin spice other times. You can get it. It's
If you
not-
go to like Starbucks or
doesn't
whatever,
disappear.
like, they're not going to have their pumpkin spice drinks.
you
Like,
can't get it from Starbucks. They
Shit
don't
like
offer
that.
it, but you can get pumpkin spice stuff whenever.
But then you're using up someone's supplies.
Go ahead.
I don't know, Bernie. I don't know if you're right, man. I don't think you can get pumpkin spice any time of the year.
Pumpkin?
Pumpkin spice.
Pumpkin.
Hey, man, I'm Texan through and through. All right, couple of pumpkin spice.
Craig's
Are you
been
actually
drinking
from
before
Texas?
He came out here, apparently.
You're from here?
Yeah. Yeah.
But Dallas, born and raised?
Dallas, spent a little bit of time in LA and a little time in Florida, but always came home.
What part of Florida?
Orlando,
Why'd you-
really?
Why'd you come home?
because home is where my family's at. So, it's
Well,
kinda-
yeah.
that's
That's
how
how
And he
that
finally
works.
found
But
them.
A lot of people leave.
well, no, I mean, so
After they ditched him in L.A.
I spent time in LA and spent like 8 months there, and I hated it. And
Have you ever been on the podcast here before?
no.
So we've never on this podcast talked about that thing you did. What was it called? Slam ball?
Yeah, a long time ago.
You played basketball on a court made out of trampolines.
Well, no, there's trampolines in the court, but yes, it was quite an exhilarating time in my life. Early 20s.
People used to do like flips and stuff and
It was
slam the ball.
awesome, man. It was like
Was
so,
it a fad or is that like a real sport today?
so apparently it's
I
still
remember watching
happening. Yeah.
I watched it.
I remember it being,
Yeah.
you would see highlights everywhere. It'd be like, check out this thing. It's called Slam Ball.
Yeah, it
And
was-
it'd be
it was
like, that's ridiculous.
It's a big novelty. Yeah, huge novelty, right? And it lasted 2 seasons, and I played the second season on Spike TV. And
That's awesome.
But like professionally,
I mean, I got paid to play, so
wicked.
so I guess I was a professional athlete.
were you good?
I was okay. I wasn't like a star, but I was decent.
Slam some balls.
I was the white guy on my team. Like that was the claim to fame.
How many teams were there?
Racist.
8.
8 teams?
You can't say
Racist.
white. Yeah, there's 8 teams, 64 players.
It had some great slow-mo replays back in the day.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I think there's I put a highlight reel on me on the Screw Attack YouTube channel like several years ago.
Well, let's get that
that's
up.
But yeah, it was
Do we
fun,
have
man.
that?
It was good times. It was. I think it's still going on over in China. Actually, I'm pretty positive it is. I was talking to the guy who ran it, and he said they have like university teams in China,
Oh,
which
wow.
is crazy. So apparently it wasn't quite big enough for the States. So or it was too gnarly for the States, I guess. So.
You're too extreme, too ahead of your time.
I guess they tried to. Apparently, they tried to like pro wrestling it to where they wanted like storylines and such attached to it, and add, this guy's a good guy and this guy's a bad guy, but the owner wanted to keep it legit, and but it was legitly a sport made for TV. So it was fun though, really fun.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So ESPN does that really awesome documentary series. It's 30 for 30, is that what they call it?
Yep.
And I haven't seen it, but the most recent one I believe that they have released is the WWE's attempt to make a football league.
It's coming up.
XFL. It's about to come out.
It's coming out in February. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that will probably be the first one I watch because I thought it was a really interesting experiment. That and World League football. Do you remember World League football?
No.
It was there was like the Frankfurt Galaxy. There were, or is that it's
NFL Europe.
yeah, it was NFL Europe. It was where we had Europe teams. Frankfurt Galaxy is one of them, right?
I think it was,
That's
yeah.
correct.
I think there's an LA Galaxy is a soccer team.
Yes, that's
right.
right.
Okay.
That was
And
where
there was also
Beckham
like a
played.
San Antonio team, right? Like the Rough Riders.
Rough
or
Riders,
something?
yeah, the Rough Riders, yeah, that's what it was. And anyway, I'm looking forward to that. I wonder if they'd ever do one on Slam Ball. That would be interesting to me.
Dude, yeah, I don't know, but on the XFL, like I'm fascinated with Vince McMahon and just the whole WWE thing, and like how he's morphed his business over the years, and how many failures that guy has had while still being just a total juggernaut in his field of professional wrestling. The idea of having a going into and trying to start not only a football league, but he tried to do bodybuilding in the 80s, and
Really?
he tried to turn it into like a world bodybuilding league and stuff, and it's really nuts. But yeah, I'm fascinated by that. So it'll be interesting to see what 30 for 30. They always do amazing stuff.
I have never really been I was a wrestling fan when I was a kid when it was like UHF channels in Houston. It was Junkyard Dog and Hacksaw Jim Duggan and Kumala the Ugandan Giant. Those like the days when Andre the Giant was like a real wrestler, not the guy that would just trot out to bonk people in the head. And I never really got into the whole WWF at the time, not WWE. But I always appreciated that because it's like people are just so they know their audience, they get it, they program really great content for that audience, and it's just like I like that model a lot. So I've always had an appreciation for wrestling, even though I've never really honestly been that much of a fan as an adult.
It's fascinating stuff to watch and see how rabid their audience is. I mean, it's insane. And honestly, I kind of it kind of draws parallel to RT a little bit in that RT knows its audience, they know what they deliver, and WWE does the exact same thing, and the production value is insanely high for something that everybody knows is fake, everybody knows is scripted, and like we were watching it last night. We were in the hotel room. They had a pay-per-view on last night, and Bolin over there was watching. He's like, I can't believe I've been watching this. This is awesome. Like it's so much fun to watch, and it's so silly, it's so stupid, but it's just fun. It's just
Who
fun
was the
to
guy
watch.
that fell off the thing and died?
Owen Hart, poor guy.
What happened there?
You fell off the thing.
Yeah,
Like
so-
what caused him to fall?
I think it was just a safety device failed.
yeah, that's rough.
That's nuts.
Rough day, man.
Is there no footage of that?
Oh no, there's
I'm
footage.
sure there is. Yeah.
Go on YouTube, just look.
They actually show it?
Well, I mean, there was handheld footage of it from some people. There's
Brutal.
you can find whatever you want on YouTube, man.
Anyone want to
It's
guess
amazing.
what today's national day is?
December 19th, today is National
Venetian
Hot
Blinds.
Cocoa Day.
You're not that far off. That's pretty good. What is? But it's not. Don't base the answer.
Yeah,
Just go
yeah.
for it.
I already guessed Venetian Blinds. But
There
now
we
I know it's
go.
not
You
close.
would. Yeah, that's a good one. What do you think it is?
Peppermint spice.
Wow, you guys are pretty good. It's National Hard Candy Day. So also, this is obviously a contentious day. It is also. I see what you can say. There's a laughing. It is National Oatmeal Muffin Day.
That's important.
When is the hard candy people going to start getting along with the oatmeal muffin people?
Just
I mean,
merge.
It's been years of bad blood over December 19th.
Tomorrow's National Sangria Day.
Well, that makes,
Is there
that
any
makes
day
no
that
sense.
is not National Something Day?
No, some of them have multiple. December 21's got like 8. December 24th, National Eggnog Day.
What's 25th?
Also,
How do you
Christmas
get a
Eve.
National Day?
What's funny,
Dude,
Can we get a National Gus Day?
I thought you were going to say Rooster Teeth.
No,
No,
fuck
straight to
that.
Gus.
Here's the answer. The answer to your question is yes, because December 14th has no other entries except for the one official one, which is National Bouillabaisse Day.
Gus and
National
Bouillabaisse.
Bouillabaisse.
What is that?
It's like a
Oh,
soup.
Bullion Day. Okay. Okay, February 22nd is National Gus Day.
So you say bouillon base?
February 22nd?
Whoever can make a national day, make it. February 22nd is National Gus Day from now on.
Go for
Fuck
December
everything
11th,
else.
which is National Noodle Ring Day. I
No,
don't
I'm
even know
going
what
for
a
my
fucking
birthday.
noodle
Well,
ring is.
check what clashes with National Gus Day.
Yeah, what's
Like, what are you competing with?
What day do you want?
February 22nd.
I was doing my thing. What
Who cares about your thing? I'm
I
taking over.
find you. I care. Okay, so I'm gonna go to February.
I like you taking over as kind of whining and not getting up.
Yeah, I'm not going to do it. Someone else will do it. There's cameras that have been recorded. You do it.
A long time ago, we actually...
James, you do it.
All right, you want what? February what?
22nd. Why?
Oh, your
why
birthday?
Is that your birthday?
National Sweet Potato Day. Also, National Margarita Day.
Dude, both of those things I would pick over you. Sweet potatoes and
Sweet potatoes
margaritas.
are terrible. Well, margaritas are pretty good.
Should have been Deported Day earlier. You'd be competing with sticky buns.
I can't compete with that.
What's a May 23rd day?
National Banana Bread. It's also National Toast Day. So if you make banana bread toast, you got that day on lock.
You got crossover. I never thought to toast banana bread.
Stupid.
Throw it on a griddle? Man, that's good
Yeah,
stuff.
that sounds good.
Yeah.
Here, let me read this. I want to remind everyone this episode of the podcast is also brought to you by Warby Parker. So thanks to Warby Parker for sponsoring this episode of the podcast. Warby Parker makes high-quality, stylish frames for prescription glasses. They recently launched a new line of low-bridge fit glasses designed for people with low nose bridges, high cheekbones, and or wide faces. And if you have any of those facial features, you know how hard it is to find glasses that fit comfortably. All of their frames, including the low-bridge fit collection, start at $95, including prescription lenses. Plus, Warby Parker makes buying glasses online easy and risk-free. All of their frames, including the low-bridge fit collection, start at $95, including prescription lenses. Plus, Warby Parker makes buying glasses online easy and risk-free with their home try-on program. Just go to their website, choose 5 pairs of frames, and they send them to you so you can try them on at home and decide which you like best. For every pair of glasses you purchase, Warby Parker sends a pair to someone in need. Try it out for yourself, see how good you look in Warby Parker frames. Go to warbyparker.com/roosterteeth to order your own home try-on kit with free shipping all around. That's warbyparker.com/roosterteeth. Thanks, Warby Parker, for sponsoring this episode of the podcast, and thanks for coming out with the low bridge fit glasses. So, where are we done with National Day Day?
I thought you wanted to read more of those. I
No.
mean, we can be here.
I'm
all year.
being stubborn right now.
Why are you being stubborn? Right now?
With this shitty iPhone,
Mhm.
I lost the headphones that came with it,
Ooh.
the lightning ones,
Yeah.
The 7?
So get some Bluetooth headphones.
and I lost the little dongly dingle doodah to adapt it, and I refuse to buy either of them again.
I don't blame you.
So now I just don't use headphones ever. It's just I just.
Are you
play
one
it
of
over
those jerks
speakers.
who plays it like really
Well, I don't
loud
do it in public, it's
Okay.
just
I'm
like-
that guy. I'll do that.
I fucking
Oh,
hate
I
you.
never do that. That's too much for me.
I had a lady come over to me in a coffee shop and tell me that I was too loud the other day. And that
Too
was,
loud at talking?
That was no, I was playing the cymbals.
You were just talking about Blair and you. It's a valid question.
Yeah, that's a valid question.
I was carrying around a pipe organ. We were talking. I was having a conversation with a friend, and it was a little old lady. And she
Well,
came
which
up-
friend?
She
You're getting riled up.
you don't know. You don't know.
Okay, right?
And it
not
was the
important.
guy. It was the guy who interrupted the prank I tried to play on Michael in the vlog. If you remember that, same guy. Don't know. There you go. It's the same guy who texted me and fucked that prank up.
I don't even know about that prank.
It was in the vlog when I smashed my phone. I replaced it with Michael's phone when I had my smashed
Oh, yeah,
iPhone,
yeah.
and I changed my wallpaper to his.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're telling a story from a different video. But she walks over. She goes. I just want to say, this little Texas lady voice, just like the nicest thing in the world. She goes, I don't think you realize how much your voice carries. She goes, I was sitting over there and I could tell you everything you said in your conversation. I said, ma'am, I am so sorry. I'm sorry to disturb you. She goes, it's no disturbance to me. I just wanted to make sure you are aware of that. And I was like, I feel like shit. I mean, there's little Texas ladies have the ability to like just like cut you down, you know. And I know what it's like too.
I bet
when
you were
you're in a
quiet
place
for the rest of the day.
I was so fucking quiet. And now when I'm in a public place, I'm just like, I talk to people now like this. I talk like that old lady. She's probably a fucking psychopath and goes around and says it to people to get in their fucking heads. But like, I know what that's like though. When you've been when you were somewhere and there's a super loud group, and it grates on you. Gus, I'm sure you've been in the situation.
Happens all the time.
And you're like, you think that they're going to become aware of their behavior simply by your anger. Like, why are they?
It doesn't work that way.
It doesn't work that way. Same thing with driving. When someone's doing something stupid, they have no fucking clue that they're doing it. And you're just sitting there getting madder and madder. Like when you're waiting to, you remember this where you're waiting to take a left turn and a bunch of cars keep coming and they just keep coming and they keep coming. And like after a minute and a half of that, the cars that are coming at that point, you're like, I hate these cars. And I'm just going to pull out in front of one of them because nobody's letting me out. But they have no clue that you've been sitting there for that long. But I get mad at those people. It's so irrational.
When was the last time you guys actually called somebody out publicly for being loud or
Movie theater.
for talking during the movie?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I shush people in movies. Yeah.
How do you do it?
I don't
Did
know if you
just
know how
sort of-
loud you're being.
Literally just say, hey. That's it. And people go, they shut up at that point. And if they look and they don't know, they go, like that. Or do like my grandmother.
You do this?
I go, my grandmother.
But what if they were a fan?
I don't. What does that mean?
Yeah.
Wouldn't
What
you
if they're wearing a suit?
But would you be worried about bollocking a fan?
What's
And
that?
they'll be like, oh, Bernie
All
yelled
of
at
it
me.
was National Fan Day. No. I mean, actually, I consider the people in the community to be part of. If I saw, I would actually be more likely, I think, to call somebody out in the community, like, hey, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like whenever we
part
have a
of the
meetup
family?
somewhere, and it's like, oh, we tweeted about this meetup, and I thought it was going to be 20 people, and we did this in LA. How many people showed up at that E3 meetup that we had?
Over 100.
It felt like 400 people.
Yeah.
It was so many people because we were walking up to the hotel. We said, hey, meet us in the lobby. There's a bar there. You know, we'll hang out or whatever. I was walking with Mika at the time, and I think I was recording it. And I said, oh, man, we chose a hotel. They're having some event here because there's a line wrapped around the outside of the building. It's like, she's like, I think that's our people for the meetup. I was like, really? And so, but we were all jammed in. I was like, guys, we can't destroy these people's lobby and like ruin, lock down their hotel. So we had to move everybody. you
Yeah,
know?
I think as I was walking up to that, Mika was coming the other way, and I was like, oh, did anyone show up to the thing? She was like, it's chaos. It's crazy.
Yeah. None of us expected that.
Did you see in maybe the worst app or the worst idea ever? I think it came out like a week or two ago. They're billing it as Tinder for airline flights.
Wait.
For what?
So you can try to match with people who are on the plane with you.
What did you
And
say?
for like Mile High Club,
Yeah, so like the goal being that you score by the time you land.
no one has reception.
And you do now? Like you enter your flight info, and if you have the in-flight Wi-Fi.
Oh, so you match before? Oh, if you have the in-flight Wi-Fi.
Right.
No one's doing that.
So you're going to be on the plane, and who else is going to have this app? What are the chances of someone else with this app?
I don't know. The app is in beta currently.
What's it called? Or
Air
do you-
dates.
Air dates?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For a second, I thought you said air blind flights, and I thought there were special planes for blind people, and it was for that.
You know what I'm surprised they don't do? I'm surprised they don't make sub-services of Tinder. For instance, I'm going to use we have 250 people that work here. And even though it's against the non-existent employee handbook, people shouldn't date at the office. But it would be interesting to take 250 people that you know, or like a group of friends. Like you're in college together, you're in high school. Miami High School is a bad example of Tinder, but you know what I mean. Take a group of people, they all go into the subservice of Tinder, and the only people in it is that group of people and friends.
Did you just describe Facebook?
No,
Isn't that
I'm
what that
not
was?
done. I'm not done.
All right.
So then they do the swipe left, swipe right thing, and then it makes those matches. But if you like somebody in the group, you swipe whichever direction on them. If they don't swipe you, they never know it. But it's a way to like break that. We call it like the friend zone app, right? Or
So
something
what's
like
stopping you from swiping on everyone?
that. Well, then you match with them. I mean, unless you want to be an asshole and like go through and just be like, who likes me?
I
You
feel
know,
like that's what people would do.
I'm not super particular. Well, that's like every guy on Tinder, right?
Isn't that the joy of Tinder though? Is the idea of just constantly swiping? It's a numbers game.
I don't know. Why don't you tell us more about Tinder?
I've never been on Tinder, but from what I understand, the idea is that it's a numbers game, right? You just keep swiping, and eventually it's like shooting fish in a barrel. Eventually you're going to hit one, right?
December 20th is National Infidelity Day.
That's what I've heard, right? Is that right?
Why are you asking me? How the fuck do I know?
Well, you were talking to me earlier about Tinder, about how much you like it.
Shut the fuck up.
So say by some sheer stroke of a miracle, someone else on your flight has this app.
Okay.
Are you then obligated to bang them because there's no one else? It's like,
Well,
do I want to?
No. I mean, they would know if you. It's going to be only 2 people, right, that have it on the flight.
there it is.
Is that
Bingo.
Fly
So you-
chat.
You check in, you chat, and then you screw around. You heart around. What does that say?
Yeah, I guess so. It's like hearts in a circle.
Does it say? Wait, can you go back to that just for 1 second? The top, it looks like there's options. It says airport, in flight, or always. Like, you can choose when you want to get together with them. Only in flight or
Also, are you on the plane for business, social, party, or dancing? Dating. Sorry. It's a very small text. It's very
Who
small text.
flies to date?
Looking to meet. That's a lot of options.
Yeah, that's a ton of options.
And I'm looking for foot. Is that what it say? I'm looking for.
foot play.
Is that what it says? Like,
I don't know
I
what
think
that
that's
is.
got to be how far you're willing to travel. Like you want to walk.
Like to row 36 or?
Yeah, I'm not going back to coach.
like what gate you're gonna go to? Like, I'm willing to
Yeah.
walk to
Terminal A
22,
is
yeah.
fine, but Terminal B,
Oh,
oh,
man,
man,
screw
I'm
that.
not taking Skylink.
you get out of here. It's such a weird idea to me.
You should try it. You just see if
Fuck
anyone's
no.
using it.
Oh man, I saw. So I've got a ton of stories. I like reading about like weird airplane stuff, and I read this story earlier today about how I want to say it was an airline in Pakistan. I want to say it was like Pakistan International Airline that they had an incident. They had a crash with one of their planes a couple of months ago, a specific kind of plane. And before they brought that line of planes back into service, the head engineer for the airline recommended that they sacrifice a goat for good luck in order to bring the airplane back into service.
I'm glad that the engineer thought it was really important to do that.
You're going to sacrifice it by chucking into the turbine. That would-
Yeah, and it was for ATR planes. So they wanted to ward off evil eye, and they sacrificed a black goat on the tarmac before the plane took off.
Well, they just slit his throat.
I don't know.
What are the symptoms of evil eye? Because I always hear that people are trying to get rid of this evil eye.
The plane landed successfully, by the way.
Well, how do you dispute that evidence?
It worked.
How bad
That's
was the
great.
original crash?
I think on the original crash, everyone died.
Oh, that's bad. That's evil eye.
How do you determine evil eye? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, actually, you need a,
Is it a-
larger sampling size to make a robust conclusion.
Is it just bad luck? Like you think things aren't going your way all the time?
I don't know what evil eye is. I always hear about it. I had a friend who had platinum blonde hair in college. We used to go down to Mexico all the time to go drinking in college. I would not recommend doing that because we go to the border towns. Right, Gus? When was the last time you went to a border town in Mexico?
It's probably been about 15 years.
I went with you then on the last trip.
that was probably the last one.
Yeah, but she had platinum blonde hair, and little old Mexican ladies would walk up and touch her, and she says it happens all the time, and it's because her hair. They notice her hair and they look at her, and they're the way she described it. She said that she was told they're afraid they're giving her the evil eye by looking at her too long, so they come up and touch her so that they don't give her the evil eye inadvertently.
Right.
And I'm always, what is the evil eye?
Is it static buildup?
It is. It's like the side eye. Yeah, I don't
Get
know.
some fabric sheets and throw them all over yourself. You'll be fine.
Like, how do you know? People are excited about National Infidelity Day.
Yeah, this was actually a really funny tweet here.
Yeah.
Who is this? Brianimal. Brianimal tweets. I got excited about National Infidelity Day, but I assumed Bernie was joking, so I Googled it and found May 13th. Too far away.
Well, gotta stay faithful, Brianna, until
Got about 5 more months to go.
Yeah,
Then
hold out until May.
you're there.
Did you hear about the new claim about you're talking about fabric
Yeah.
static? Did you hear about the millennials being blamed for fabric softener going away? They're rebranding fabric softener.
What does that mean?
Well, it's now called fabric conditioner
What?
because
Because of hair?
because they want to equate it to hair, right? The idea that fabric softener, the stuff you put in your,
Yeah.
it apparently the sales for it have just dipped, and all the fabric softener companies have gotten together and they're now calling it fabric conditioner because it's supposed to do the same thing that you're.
How is that connected to millennials, though?
because millennials are not the ones who are buying it.
They weren't buying
Millennials
it.
can't afford the fabric softener. They just get the laundry soap and the little dryer sheets.
Millennials literally aren't buying
I think
it.
you mean like
You mean
I
like
see. Yeah,
Downy?
yeah,
The
yeah.
add the extra
shit?
Yes.
detergent you put in?
The fabric softener.
Nobody's doing that. What a waste of money that
Yeah,
is.
Well, see, that's the logic.
That's like the people who
get.
get the jet dry shit and they're fuck that.
Look, if it doesn't come in a thing that I can throw in there, I'm not
A
using
pod?
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bung it in, it melts, and I assume it has some of that in there though.
I don't know. That's just the logic. Is that it's the most.
Yeah, I guess I don't use it either.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I mean, who does use
Does
it?
anybody
right?
use it? Anybody out there?
Fabric
Use
softener?
One
There's
person.
one.
The one person who's older than me.
How old?
Whenever straight at the store. Yeah, I don't
Is
know.
that what Calgon was?
No, that's Bubble Bath, right?
Calgon, take me away? Yeah.
That was just big on Twitter yesterday. I saw the millennials being blamed on.
No.
You like to blame millennials on things, right, Bernie? So.
Oh,
No.
No?
What?
No,
No.
no.
I always say when you say the word millennial, it's like they get very upset. People in that age group get very upset. There was a big discussion about millennials this weekend on Reddit. There was a post made about a what looked to be a teenage girl who was waiting in line at a food court at the mall with her grandfather, and she was in the process of missing her appointment to have something done with her iPhone at the fucking Genius Bar up in the Apple store. And she was just railing on her grandfather. And this dude behind them in line just started to record it, you know? And she's like saying, I can't believe we're fucking late. We're sitting in this line. He's taking too long. And she makes her grandfather leave and run to go, because they're 5 minutes late for their Apple appointment, to go tell them, you need to tell them to stay. So the big discussion that started up was millennials. And it's like everyone from 1 year old to 30 can't be millennials. We can't just use the word like that to mean just younger people.
right.
You know, it has to be, and now they're saying like clearly anyone below the age of 19 at this point is a different generation. It's, you know, Generation Z or whatever you want to call it. But I think the word millennials got to go away. It's got to go away because it's like every time you read it, it's like some ridiculous theory about younger people. That's just, younger people have been the exact same generation after generation. Every younger generation, the older generation is, oh, it was way harder when we were younger and we had to work hard and all this other stuff.
Yeah, all that happens is just new people become old.
That's it.
It's just
That's
a
it.
change
The
in
baby
regard, yeah.
boomers who are all voted for fucking Trump, not all of them, but a lot of them that voted for Trump and are mad about the millennials and everything, they were the hippies. They were the people with free love and Woodstock and protesting the Vietnam War. It's like, it's just they got older and they got awful. They read too many internet comments.
There was a weird sort of lashback about the thing that generations above, I guess our generation, say about participation medals and stuff.
Participation ribbons, yeah.
And it's like that wasn't a thing when we were young, and you know we're all being babied because you get a medal for participating. And the comeback was like, yeah, but that's because our parents didn't want to see us be upset, and they were the ones campaigning for this
Right. It's like
participation.
we
medal.
never asked.
We
for
didn't ask for this. You did.
that.
Yeah, this is the
That's
system that
your
you
generation who got that in.
system that you created.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, evil eye. Symptoms of the evil eye illness or an illness caused by the evil eye
When are we gonna get a vaccination for that?
include loss of appetite, excessive yawning.
Oh shit!
Where do you draw the line on yawning, Gus? What's excessive?
Like more than twice.
Ever? Lifetime?
I just had to
Hiccups,
hold in a yawn just then.
Hiccups. Okay.
vomiting, and fever. None of these things are going to kill you. It's just like,
Fever
I feel
can kill you.
gross. I technically a fever, but if you just have a fever and nothing else,
Well, have you been vaccinated against fevers?
no, I have not been vaccinated against fever. I could drop dead of fever at any point in time. I like when I get a fever, and I have this thing that I do.
What do you want to?
I was trying to figure out how to start this thing. One of my favorite feelings is when you have a fever. I haven't been sick in like a very long time, I feel like. And I remember as a kid being so sick and having a fever and just being like laying in bed. And then there's that one sleep that you have where your fever breaks and you wake up and you feel perfectly fine.
Is that when you start sweating?
Yeah,
That's
but you're-
amazing to me.
But you're all sweaty and you're all gross and your clothes, like you were all hot or you're freezing, so you put all your clothes
Yeah.
on, and then you wake up and you're just sweat through all your clothes you had on because you broke it.
Yeah, see, I feel like I haven't had that in such a long time.
Do you miss that feeling?
No, I just I think
like
I'm
taking a
overdue
really-
for getting sick.
I feel like you're kind of
bleh.
bragging about your lack of illness. You're
No,
kind
if you want to hear me brag, I'll brag about the fact that I've never had food poisoning
of-
because that's a real thing. I don't believe it exists.
I'm sure you've had it.
I've never had food poisoning either.
I ate a
Maybe
chorizo and
y'all
egg
are
taco
unbreakable.
that had been on set for 7 hours, just sitting there. And Erica from Wardrobe was like, "Oh, that came when we started the day. That's 7 hours old." And I'm like, "I don't care. It's eggs and meat. It's gonna be
Would
fine."
you let me cook for you?
cook whatever you want.
We need to have Chris come out and cook fish.
That'll get
So
you. That'll
somebody
definitely-
suggested National Chris Fish Day would be the 28th of December, which would be, I guess, we'd celebrate on the next podcast.
Would you eat the pickles?
See, that's just dumb. Explain what you're talking about.
We were shooting 11 Little Roosters in the armory.
Which is an abandoned military
Gross
building.
Actually, the room we were in, a bunch of the ceiling tiles had got wet and just collapsed down into the floor into the room. You could just see up into the gaping old ceiling.
And you'll be sitting there and it'll drip and it hits your cheek and you kind of freak out. You're like, oh, this is like asbestos rust water. Just
And
dripped on
on
me.
the floor in the corner of the room was a half full jar of pickles. Like brine and a bunch of like gammy.
It was a
pickle.
pickle jar filled halfway up with a yellowish liquid with stuff floating in it. That's exact. You assume it was pickles and pickle juice, but
Cannot
that's what
confirm
we
it was
saw.
brine, yes.
There was no analysis done of this. And to remove it, to pick it up, he had to push it with his foot to break the seal because it had stuck on the floor.
Yeah. Blaine tried to lift it up. It was like, like it loosened from the ground.
Yeah. And so Gavin bet him, which Gavin it's extortion what Gavin does. He offers people money to hurt themselves. And
Yeah, but
he-
it's never dangerous. He didn't do it.
well, it's only dangerous. What do you mean? It's only not dangerous because he didn't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But nobody allowed
Yeah,
him to
jumping
do
off
it.
a building's not dangerous unless you do it.
Unless you do it. That's exactly it. I mean, it's no big deal.
So how much did you offer him?
Oh, some obscene amount. I knew it was never going to happen. I knew no one let him do it. Although he was actually edging towards doing it. He was like, I think I'm going to do it. I
No,
was
he
like,
was going to do it, and Will and I were like, "You are not drinking that jar of pickle juice."
because it was the unknown. That's why it was dumb. It's like,
Right.
we just found
Oh,
this
that's
here. We
fine.
don't even know it's pickles.
What if he was in a suit?
Pickle suit.
I mean, you wouldn't pay him the amount of money just to drink pickle juice. I would do that. How much were you offering him? It was a decent amount. It was a couple $100.
I wanted it to sound like I chose $850. Because
Unbelievable.
to me, because if you say 1,000, they'll be like, oh, that's like one. There's a one in that. 850
go
seems
ahead.
close to
ahead.
1,000, but it's like it's already a very high number.
Smart. Gavin the
that-
marketer.
That's smart.
What?
I think I totally agree.
Yeah.
That's great.
The most I've actually ever paid out for any bet, I think, is 100. That's an obscene.
What did you pay
amount.
Charles to?
I think it was 100.
That's like they should use that. Okay.
I'm
Like
just saying,
I was really disappointed.
once every
in you
6
with that.
months, I'll do a 100
I've-
bet.
Every time this comes up, I've expressed my disappointment in you for doing that.
Why?
I'm very disappointed in you for doing that.
Are we allowed to pay our guardians?
Sure.
Well, someone said
You
I
clearly
couldn't.
did.
Someone said I couldn't, so I was like, we'll do a video.
Well, that's what you did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was a funny video. Did you get content out of it?
What did I? Where'd it go? Archie Life?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
I'm just saying, like they started on off topic the other day, but Bolin will eat my watch for $1,000.
He wanted to eat.
What's
the
your
watch.
watch look like? Let me see it.
It's it's
I'd eat
I
that.
think he said it had to be disassembled.
No,
right?
no,
it
a
was-
grand,
it was a-
I'd go.
It was a movement watch
You can't- yeah, I don't think
sponsor,
you're-
right?
Yeah.
$1,000, I think is what he said. He'd eat it.
No
I mean,
problem.
and to be fair, we always eat Sherry's berries
Yeah.
when they sponsor.
That's a good point.
I mean,
I eat the
really,
shit out of Nature Box. I'll eat some Warby Parkers and a movie.
and I think Gus is halfway through his Casper mattress.
Oh.
chomping away.
No, I'm just
But-
I'm just dissolving my way through it. I'm gonna slowly dissolve down to the core of the earth.
But the deal was, we were in the middle of recording 11 Little Roosters. Blaine is one of the directors, and I said, if you get sick because you drank some mystery fluid in an abandoned building,
Anything.
it
could've been
literally
piss.
could have been anything. Could have been anything. Could have just been rat poison. Who knows? And his big test was, of course, what everyone does. He opened the lid and smelled it. He goes, smells like pickle juice. It's like, great. What a great test. That's perfect.
The results from the lab came back.
Yeah.
It could have killed him. It could have been like paint thinner or something.
Right. Now, if it was just a
But-
jar of pickle juice and you're offering $850, that's not even a debate.
Oh, but I wouldn't pay $850
I know you
for
wouldn't.
pickle juice.
You're
What-
paying for the dangerous.
One time I was staying at this. It's back when we used to go to Portland a lot and do work for that ad agency. I was staying at a condo right across the street from the ad agency, and I walked into the condo. It's like a little one-bedroom thing because I was going to be there for several weeks. And on the counter in the condo was a little bottle of kombucha.
Mhm.
And this was years ago. Like kombucha was, it was still a thing. Like I hadn't seen myself. Like that was the first bottle of kombucha I'd ever seen. I was like, oh, I've heard so much about this. I've never actually tried it. I want to try this. Like how nice. They must have left a bottle of kombucha out for me. Like it's kind of like a welcome gift. So I walk over to it and I look at it like, man, it's really thick and white.
Oh,
I'm like, I don't know what this is. You're
kombucha's
like,
so gross to begin with.
I don't know.
What is
What's
kombucha? It's
going
just
on?
like mushroom goop or something. Isn't
So
it?
It's like yeast drink.
I
Does it?
opened it up and I'm like, wow, kombucha smells like paint.
Oh wow.
That's really weird. I'm like, okay, I guess I'll try it anyway. Then, like, then in my head, I'm like, wait a minute. This might just be paint. Like at the last minute, I was like, this might just be like touch-up paint that was
in a
left in here. So I
kombucha.
cap it back up. And then like 30 minutes later, like the company that was running the condo was like, hey, our painter said that he left some touch-up paint in there on the counter. If you could just put that in the closet, we'll come get it.
Oh wow.
After you leave, I was like, I almost drank paint because I didn't know what kombucha was.
But you said it was in a kombucha.
It was in I guess like someone had drank it and then just put the touch-up paint in there and like closed it up. That way they could carry
Isn't
it
there
around.
booze in that slightly?
Yeah, I think it's like slightly fermented.
You can get
Kombucha is a variety of fermented, lightly effervescent, sweetened black or green tea drinks that are commonly intended as functional beverages for their supposed health benefits. Kombucha is produced by fermenting tea using a, quote, symbiotic colony of bacteria and yeast.
Had you
Like I said,
died?
yeast
Wow.
drink. Blech.
Had you died from drinking that paint?
Oh,
Let's
Craig,
just
don't
say-
tease me.
Let's just say you went a little crazy with that paint. Who would be to blame? Would it be the painter, the management company, or you?
That's on you.
I think it's on me.
Yeah, okay.
It's like I smell
It's all on you.
it's paint.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just total stupidity.
You also wouldn't die off a sip of paint, probably.
Yeah, but I think Gus would have gone ham on it.
I mean, like, kombucha, I love it. It's so healthy. I feel myself getting stronger.
It's just coating my system right now. It's like eggnog. Oh, yummy.
I wonder how much paint you'd have to drink in order to kill yourself.
I mean, today's paint, you could probably drink a lot. With kids running around and suing everyone. I mean, the kids aren't suing.
Okay, so
Lawyers.
I got to be clear about something. So I get tweeted at. People are pointing out to me that food poisoning is a real thing. Okay, when I say on this podcast that I don't believe that food poisoning
Bernie, these are not
is a
real things.
real thing, that's a ridiculous statement that I'm making. And I know that. I actually do believe that food poisoning is a real thing. I was watching a Louis C.K. routine the other day, and he was talking about how his kids won't eat. And I have kids, and when they won't eat, you're fucking infuriated by that. And he was talking about how he was yelling at his kids, saying, "Eat the food, motherfuckers, you piece of shit, eat it." And he was shoving food in their face. Louis C.K. did the one thing he didn't do was shove food in his kid's face and yell motherfucker at him. That's what he didn't do. It's just a comedic statement. That's all it is. I know food poisoning exists. I'm sorry for the tragedy in your life where you've had food poisoning. I didn't mean to take away from that. So, sorry. Had to digress.
What's happened recently?
I don't know. It never fucking ends. I guess everyone's feeling so fucking powerless at the end of 2016 that it's just like, it's just a constant fucking flow of bitching. It's just constant. They're just like, everyone gets upset by everything they hear. Every single fucking thing they hear.
People are
they get
very
upset by.
offended.
That's right. It's our resolution for all white people in 2017. Let's not get offended by stuff. How about that?
But that's offensive as a statement.
Now people are coming up with horrible theories about food poisoning, like food poisoning caused 9/11 and everything else.
Well,
So now you're just making fun of
I
me.
can't wait till we get the vaccine for food poisoning. Then we'll save 3 billion lives. All right, we're about time to wrap up.
All right, people keep asking me about Google Pixel phone. Google, I should be clear before I talk about this. Google sent me a Pixel phone, YouTube specifically. They sent me a Google
Hey,
Pixel phone to
I guess
try.
mine got lost in the mail or something.
What are you gonna do, Gus? So I really like the Pixel phone. I'm not quite used to the fact that what we call the home button on the iPhone is on the back of it.
Oh,
So
it
you-
is?
Yeah, so you just hit it with your finger, like back there,
That's cool.
and like the
The
fingerprint
back's
touch.
a waste on the iPhone.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
I'd like to be able to scroll with it.
You know what? I want to talk to you about something. I want to find a way to like I would like to do time lapse now for the vlogs and stuff. I'd love to find a way to get like a holder that has a suction cup where I can just like put it on a airplane window. That probably will get me kicked off a plane at some point for modifying the aircraft. But I would like to be, and I can't find anything that can quite do that. There is one I found, but it's like 3 suction cups and it's this big. If I stick that on
know what
to
I
the
would
side of
like?
a plane, they might get upset with me.
You know, I'd like after a decade of having, well, good smartphones, I guess. When I scrub through a video and find the bit I want,
Oh God.
I'd love it if when I let go, it didn't jump like an inch
I
either
know.
side of where I was. That's where I want it.
Yep.
How about this? If you hold on one spot for like 3 seconds, it locks in that time code, and when you let go,
and it says
that's
resume play from this
exactly
point.
it.
Yes.
God damn it!
Yeah, that sucks. I hate that.
God damn it!
Yeah, it's
Well,
just
also,
me.
it
Personal
pisses
issues,
me
man.
off.
That's rough.
It's also tough. I was trying to watch a conversation on off topic, and I had to watch it on my desktop and expand it up to the whole thing just to get the accuracy.
Because it's such a
I
long
needed.
video. It's
Yeah,
2
because it's a
hours.
longer video, and the progress bar, it doesn't doesn't scale bigger, or anything like that. There used to be a feature on YouTube where when you were scrolling, you could go up and there was a higher precision level above that. Do you know what I'm talking about?
It's in QuickTime, the QuickTime player on the phone. You can do that.
The QuickTime player on
Like
the
on
phone?
you're talking on your phone, right?
It used to exist on YouTube. Am I crazy?
It doesn't.
No,
I don't.
You can like scroll down for
you're
like
right. Something
half
was on
speed or
YouTube.
quarter speed.
Well, I know they have it on the phone. Like that's what's annoying about it is that it already exists. For, like,
But this is like,
precise scrubbing.
I can scrub to 1330,
And then
there would be thumbnails above that, and I go up to that,
Oh.
and I go 1330,
Did they
1320.
take that out?
I don't know. I think so.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and they got rid of that. I like that. Maybe it was too much bandwidth on the internet where people publish things.
Mhm.
Or upload, sorry.
Uploading, yes.
All right, let's wrap this up. So
I gotta get out of this funk.
Look, you'll be great next week.
So
I gotta get out of this funk. I realize it's all me. I realize it.
We're gonna now that Craig's here, they're gonna do Try Hard podcast at 9:30.
Yeah, which Bernie, feel free to stick around and bitch about people on that. You can do that.
I'm not. I gotta get out of it. We're gonna have a good podcast after
Okay,
this.
good.
All right.
I'll be back to my normal cheery self.
Let me say this. I like it when you're minged off. I think it's funny.
Yes.
Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you guys next
Yeah.
week.